And hello, guys. We are here with uh, the Prize Fighter Striker Club Tournament, the number 0, because it is a prologue to, hopefully a great series. But, we have a lot of beautiful orcs here today. We have, obviously Seraphim and Chikara, but we also have Platinum Exclusive, Omega Strikers University, Mars University, Animal Style, Coco Crew, Gex, and Team Arc. So a lot of wonderful faces, some of which we haven't seen too much of, and some of which we've only seen in smaller tournaments like OSAS and um, the Seraphim Specialized Invitational. But all these come here together today as we get into a game between Gex and Coco Crew. Both of these teams are sitting middle of the standings currently in the national bracket, the Tier 5 bracket. Essentially, it's an uncapped bracket, so not all these players are necessarily national, but they are all perhaps the most skilled players on their rosters yet. Demon Deus is our map, though. Demon Deus with Quick Strike's Stars Wire, it seems like a Mr. Zero start on that X if I've ever seen one. I think that's probably what we're going to see here.
Yeah, and with Stagger Swagger and Quick Strikes being the start, this is going to be a really weird game, right? Especially with a lot of Stagger Swagger pickups that are inevitable. It's going to be not the Demon Days we're expecting.
Yep, I think both these teams will play a little bit more of a controlled style of game. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some damage coming in just to keep each team honest, but I think that full-on damage comps are a lot harder to play when you get these types of starts. But we see the Luna being hovered in. Perhaps they don't even care. There's an Intaro, Jakar. I like this little core here. They have pretty decent core control, and they can also pivot into damage pretty easily. So I think I'm liking how both teams are looking, a lot of comfort on the side of Coconut and a lot of, I guess, options on the side of Gex here.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see, and especially with Rasmus goalies on both sides. If both these players, of course, very solid goalies, but that means they'll also be adding on to the damage and KO power on each of these sides.
We see someone get staggered right away. Katone gets staggered, but instantly heals it up with that stagger swagger. That's kind of like the name of the game. If you can't kill them fast enough, the damage is not going to stick consistently. So all barriers are down here now. And now we just have like an open map. This is essentially the Oni Village game, except there's very weird little bumpers on the bottom middle there. Whoa, Tragic goes flying. And yeah.
Killiest Xeno cloaking forward, and I mean that's the type of gameplay you expect when you pick the Rasmus, Zentaro, and Ricard, right? They're the ones who want to be in control of the damage here, even with some Stagger Swagger on the board.
Yep, they have that ability to play control consistently, but also they can output damage, especially later in the game once the more awakenings start coming out, the damage awakenings start coming out. When people can actually start dying, as I said, that Katone picks up a nice kill onto Mr. Zurich, and Corflip defensively is going to be forced out from Tragic, but going to buy a lot of time, as I think Mr. Zurich should be able to respawn before this power play ends up resulting in anything. They're going to get a barrier at the end of it, though.
Now they're trying to send the core forwards, but with one barrier still left for the Gex Grustlers. Finally, it goes down. Mr. Zert trying to get in position here. Has a good shot, but Killiest will drop back down to help defend. And Katone and Toasty with the passing plays clear it out. Katone trying to push forward, getting it past Mr. Zert. Now Mango's in a bit of a tough spot, but Tragic there to help out. And the team play from both these teams is looking pretty solid.
Yeah, Mangoes are yummy with a really nice hook just to get it out of there and rotate the core up to the Luna, but just consistently able to get the core back to the forwards from Toasty Local, and a really nice snipe from Katone to put it in, punishing that cross clear. Rasmus with these melee goalies struggle a little bit more when they're trying to rotate the core like that, and you can punish them pretty consistently. Katone though, taking incredibly low, the Exalt coming out, he should be dead. He does have an evade, and can it actually be enough to survive and heal up with that Stagger Swagger?
Yep, and Mr. Zert now going for the KO. Katone is taken out, but Mr. Zert is taken out as well. It's a 2v2 for a while longer. They're trying to stall the game out, but a great rocket by Tragic gets the KO. A 2v1 power play. The passing plays. Toasty Local, though, saves it away. The offense from the Coco crew was just a little bit too fake there.
Whoa, nice kill from Tragic, but they're gonna lose a barrier in the process there. We'll see if they look at like this defense though from Toasty Local. It's been absolutely phenomenal, just holding it down, even with consistent chain kills. They're gonna finally get the barriers, and Tragic trying to snipe Achilles there, but Achilles has seen a few too many dash punches in his time to get prepared, be prepared for that. And Mr. Zert snipes that hook into the bottom corner there. And really nice job from Coco crew coming back that set, able to chain some kills together, and wasn't perfect, but this is what you want to see from them.
Yep, and as they try to push the core forward again, it is once again the Gex Grustlers in command of this video game, as Toasty Local and Killiest are just chilling. Katone getting murdered here, but has the regen, and just heal right back up, and Mr. Zert's the one getting KO'd instead. The Gex Grustlers sitting at 2-2, but they're looking a little better than that record might suggest.
I think both these teams are. We have to remember that this is a hard bracket, right? This is not. These are teams that probably win most of their games in standard brackets. That's a really nice job from Katone to put it in the top corner there. But these are like teams that make it to like those semifinals and quarterfinals and finals and weeklies and stuff. But because of the nature of this tier 5, we're gonna get a lot of really strong teams struggling against other strong teams. Anyways, first pick here, we're seeing Sparks. We're also seeing 1-2 punch, and then 1-2 punch is gonna be picked up by Katone here, and this is when the damage awakenings start to come out. Even that missile prop from the Luna is pretty scary. But at a certain point, the Stagger Swagger might not be enough by itself to keep people alive.
Yeah, the scaling coming through mostly for the side of the Gex Grustlers, as Coconut needs to figure out a way to get back into the game. Additional size on the X along with the recovery drone, and Tragic the KO with the extra missile prop knockback, trying to KO Katone as well. An explosive start for Coconut.
Yeah, really nice job, but Katone is able to live, and Toasty Local gonna give up that second barrier, but they were able to survive for long enough for Killis to come back up. However, the levels are looking pretty good right now for Coco crew, and levels are really important when you get these like double kill matchups, because of stagger that you gain makes it like harder for you to lose the war of attrition, right? And really nice job here by Toasty Local getting it back to Katone to get that second barrier, but even better snipe from Tragic, sniping that cross to Killis there and picking up our goal.
Oh man, this is going to be a bit of a long game, I think, especially after what happened in the draft and the first round leading to a KO. Maybe that was all they needed in terms of damage, the additional confidence from the recovery drone along with the extra damage from the missile prop. It seems like that was just enough to create a damage advantage. Yep,
I think Killis is really struggling to survive. Has only just the slick kicks and the Stagger Spider, so doesn't really have too much like way to play the damage game. I guess the Knife's Edge exists, but the power on that's is not really the key of it. But really good job from Killis, as I said, that to put it in. I think that's going to be his role this game a lot more, rather than trying to help stack damage. It does have some damage that will come out when he shotguns for Strike Wars, but his job is more to play core control while Katone either plays damages or picks up a barrier. And I think that's how we're going to see Gex find success this game.
Yep, and they have meter available. A great pass to Killius through Mr. Zert means another barrier is taken. The goal opened wide. A great attempt by Katone and Killius, but they'll have to try one more time as Killius on the top side, passing down to Katone, looking for the goal. Toasty Local passing it through yet again. The strike war attempted, but really good patience from Mangoes. And even more patience from Mangoes as the primary will send it away. The pendulum swing is enough as Mr. Zert and Tragic continue to crowd the core. The passing play to the bottom side. They're looking for this barrier. They get one, but can they get two? Because Katone is trying to slip it past, but gets KO'd in the process.
Yeah, and KO means another power play, but But like once again, Toasty Loco has been playing these power plays so well, and Achilles is able to rotate the core. And look at how much time has been wasted. Kotone is back up, and nothing was gained out of this. The only thing gained was a Kotone goal, scoring immediately after coming back up with all cooldowns.
Really solid play coming out from the Gex Grustlers. Despite losing the first point of this set in explosive fashion, they do not care. They are right back in it, and they are defending so well, like you said, in those 2v3 reverse power plays.
Yep. They have the advantage from the set as well with their awakenings. You know, they got kind of what they wanted. The size on that Rasmus and the damage on Kotone. Really strong here. Luna, though, picking up a really nice kill, but we'll see if it ends up meaning anything, because consistently, I mean, it's a double kill now. This is, they should be able to get something here. Pass. Really nice job to put with one barrier, but they're going to sacrifice a barrier in the process and just not able to get anything at all during these power plays that should be significant advantages for them.
Yeah, 2 barriers was what they needed there. Still looking for the goal, but Mr. Zert's a little bit too far behind the core, and Toasty Loco, a great pendulum swing save as Mangoes has to defend here, but the Crater's in the wrong place, and Kotone is in position with the primary. Will secure the goal, will secure the set, and the Gex Grustlers one set away from taking this game.
Yeah, it's really looking like Coco Crew almost has it, right? But they're just not able to convert on their power plays. They're consistently winning the damage game, they're getting kills, and they're able to, you know, create these power plays and even chain the kills, but they can't actually score on these power plays. And they need to like click that together to figure out how they're gonna pull ahead here. Whether maybe it's, you know, stacking even more damage. We see the, you know, spec training coming out for the X to, you know, increase these power plays, or maybe just to, you know, figure out how they're gonna play around Toasty Loco. Toasty Loco has been doing a fantastic job in these 1v2, 1v3 situations, and it's just really put a dent in Coco Crew's ambitions this game.
Yeah. We'll have to see if they can find something out here, as Mr. Zert is punching away, but is brought quite low, so additional chip damage, no, just regen. Stagger Swagger, that's some crazy burst onto Mr. Zert there. One hit, and the X will go down.
Up, and X still does have recovery drone though, so there's the recovery drone, but once again, that's a 1% deal, and you know, losing it on the first point of the set doesn't feel very good, especially when you're losing all the barriers. And there goes Mr. Zert. Recovery drone does bring you back to life, but it does not heal all your stagger back, and gonna get punished for that. And now it's the power play on the other side. These damage awakenings, this heavy impact 1-2 punch from Kotone has just been coming in so strong and is able to pick up the first point there.
It's getting a little overwhelming as this game goes on. We'll have to see if they can recover, but right now it is not looking very likely. But an immediate KO onto Achilles there might just be the ticket, including a flip burn on the Kotone with no stagger available either. A KO here would be huge, but Kotone stays alive. Toasty Loco defends the soul barrier. Mr. Zerk does get the KO, does get the barrier though. A huge chance for Coconut.
Yeah, it's only Gilius versus the world, but Gilius was born a goalie player, raised as a midfielder, but not enough to put it out of range. And a really nice job from Coco Crew to strike back in that point.
They need to create a little more here, though. Point's not over yet. They need to find another win here, but immediate offense comes out from the Gex Grustlers. A KO comes through for Kotone. Both the barriers opened up, and the Grustlers do not let these opportunities go. But just as I say that, the core drifts all the way back, creating a bit of a chance for Coconut to get back in the game. Defended away by Mangoes, defended away by Tragic, but the passing plays continue to Kotone, and these cooldowns are limited.
These cooldowns are limited, and the health bars as well, as we see Mr. Zerot being played along like a ragdoll here. They're able to heal a lot though with that Van Race and that Stagger Swagger, and now it's Kotone, the one on the back foot. But Kotone is also healing up and is able to put it in. Says, I don't care about my health bar. I don't even need flip to put this one in. And now we are all of a sudden on match point for Gex Grustlers.
The Gex Rustlers need one more, and we've seen that they're so efficient in taking these barriers when they're in position. Coconut needs to be careful, but one barrier in their favor to flip to avoid the second being taken on their side. And Mr. Zert is healthy, looking to punch Toasty Loco, looking to put damage pressure on the goalie, but the core slips by yet again. But a crazy KO onto Killiest means a big advantage for Coconut.
Yeah, I think really good job on finding these kills, and that was a good job in the second barrier, Mr. Zert, with the strike war. I was just going to say that I think Mr. Zert probably needs the space, give a little bit more space to Toasty Local, because what's happening is Toasty Local is able to punish him with that Rasmus size and those abilities. But really nice job from Mr. Zert, proving me wrong, saying my spacing is just fine, able to put one in, and they're not out of it yet.
Yeah, it's still a long game ahead of them, as even winning here creates a reverse sweep situation that they have to bring all the way back. But Killius, the barrier's down, 2 barriers to 0 in the favor of the Grustlers. They're pushing up, looking, but 1 barrier taken for Coconut. Bit of a chance, but Katone gets knocked right in front of the goal. In position yet again, still staying alive is Katone with meter to spare. This is some scary offense here.
Yep, and all of a sudden it's a 2v3 at the worst possible time for Coconut. Yeah, and Killius is looking to try to shotgun this in, but they're not able to quite find it. Really nice strikes from Mango to get it out. And look at Tragic 1v9 in the backfield right now, and putting on so much pressure for Mr. Zert to respawn. Mr. Zert, though, just needs to win a strike war to get this through. They need that final push of offense so they can get it through here. Almost from Tragic, but not quite enough. Mango's are yummy, though, still is able to maintain possession of the rock, able to rotate this core along with the Rasmus kit, but can they put it in? Mr. Zert with the redirect off the bull rush isn't quite enough to do it, but Tragic and Mr. Zert eventually will find a way to put it in and take a step back here.
Well played by the Coconut forward duo, and great defense by Mangoes to keep that game alive, but now it gets a little scary. Some crazy scaling in the Awakenings, and additional core control and defensive options as well. I'm looking at that fighter flight and that extra special as 2 Awakenings that could change the game, but don't forget the Sparks.
Yeah, the Sparks are a comeback mechanism, and we see 3 Sparks, including that Spark of Leadership on the Rasmus. That's going to make the kill game so much harder for Gex as well. This could be like the start of a comeback just off of these Sparks right here.
Definitely could, and they're looking to make it happen. So much damage on Katone immediately, and a KO by Mr. Zert. The X has scaled. We are in the late game now, and Mr. Zert, 2 KOs for Coconut, 2 barriers for Coconut. They're pushing through again as Tragic, not quite there in time. Toasty Loco with the save. Killius comes back at the perfect moment, and Killius outpaces them, gets 1 barrier, looking for 2, as the Grustlers somehow create a possible win here at this point.
Yeah, a really nice job, but somehow the Gex Grustlers have been able to manage to take the barriers back despite, the early loss, and now this is just anyone's game. Killius, wow, the 1v3 essentially, able to win the strike wars against the 2 forwards and strike it perfectly into the top corner away from Mangoes are yummy. And what looked like a disaster for the Gex Grustlers all of a sudden turned into a point.
Tragic, though, trying not to let history repeat itself. 2 barriers taken, but we've been in this situation before. Now it's Killius on the breakaway, looking for the strike. 1 barrier, looking for 2. Killius to the top side, but Mr. Zert is there this time. Will not let that happen in front of the net. Will get the KO and the goal.
Well, Pep Slower, baby, puts it in and takes a point back. This is gonna be a close game. I have a feeling that this game is gonna come down to set 5. I don't think the Gex Grustlers are gonna manage to win this set here.
But you never know.
You never know. I mean, if this is a set to win, right? If they let it go to another set, there's still a spark of strength, I believe, on the draft, and that can just be so deadly if Mangoes are yummy. They're able to get 4 sparks.
Really could be, as what a great crater from Tragic to set up that situation for Mr. Zert. A great pendulum swing from Toasty Local will keep it alive, as a great shot to the top side. Killius in position to send it through. Mangoes, though, calm, cool, and collected, will not let that barrier be taken yet. Mr. Zert now punching forward, but a little too far away. The clear is there from Katoni and Kilius, who are pushing up onto the barrier, but will not quite get it. Mangos with the strike timings, they're just perfect right now as Tragic slips it right by, but Toasty Loco has the hook, has the cooldowns to save it. Katoni around the world, but it goes right back to Tragic. And when the core is in Tragic's hands, you have to be scared because these dashes and these rockets have been so on point, but a great flip by Katoni will take the barrier. Tragic now trying to rocket to the other side as Toasty Loco and Kilius have to be scared in the net. Katoni almost on the brink of death, but still staying alive, still being a threat in this midfield, trying to find a goal.
Yeah, but Katoni's back to HP that's playable with and has cooldowns, is able to threaten that, but the core flip is going to be forced out of Toasty Loco. However, Mangoes are yummy with these really nice clears, and Mr. Zert has the ultimate and is able to put it in with that just really dangerous to play against with that Eximus Maximus in the net. I have to say though, these sets are looking like they can go either way. It's just one unlucky core bounce away from going to the other team, and I feel like that's what happened right there.
Yeah, still very winnable for both teams, even with the spark scaling on Mangoes, even with the X scaling on Zert. Kilius striking it through 3 people to get that barrier there, and now the second one will fall as well. Kilius so low, taken out, but Katoni is still alive. Toasty still maintains 2 barriers for now. A great pendulum swing to keep 2 alive as Mr. Zert is pulled away, prevented from creating any offense as Tragic sends it around, but the defense is still there for Toasty Local.
Oh, there's the recover drone pop. A little bit later, obviously, in the game this time, so it's not as punishing, but they have a flip here to confirm this potentially, trying to keep it away from Mr. Zert, and that could have been a really demon angle right there. Mr. Zert, though, with the redirect on the bull rush, it's so hard to defend against that. There's a core flip from Katoni, and there's not too much you can do if your Mangoes are yummy there, except watch the game go to another 0.5 set.
Exceptional play there from Katoni to set up another match point for the side of the Gex Grustlers. But Katoni is immediately low, immediately having to run away, but spaces away from Mr. Zert. Stays alive for now. One barrier goes down, but since you're alive, you can still make a play. Still somehow staying alive despite all of the damage and knockback. Katoni is living right now. Regen's back to unstaggered state, and this is huge for the Gex Grustlers. No power play for Coconut.
No power play, but the evades are low if we look at it, but really nice strike war. That could have been the game from Katoni. Not able to put it in. The bull rush and the dash X ult, not able to find Katoni either, and Katoni is once again able to find some regeneration. And this is just such a dangerous spot for the Coco crew. This is the game on the line right here. Katoni just missing that eye rush, but it's not going to be it. They still maintain possession, and they have to get it out of here if they're going to have any shot. Mr. Zert also taking so much damage, but they're going to get a barrier in the process. We'll see if they can get Mr. Zert the core with that core flip, because that core flip could mean the point. Oh, Mangoes striking wildly, just nerves are coming out here from these two teams.
They burned the core flip from Zert. They baited out. Zert just got outplayed by Toasty Local secondary, and now Tragic has to create some magic here as the core is rocketing all the way across the map, getting stalled at midfield for a moment. Kilius, you got to be so careful here. A great pull onto Zert to keep it alive, and the core sends to the other side again. Katoni now trying to get in position. Kilius trying to interrupt in the midfield, but the core is continuing to move around the entire map. Katoni in position, but a strike war by Mangoes will save it yet again. Now Katoni set up again, but the spacing is not quite there. Tragic drops back just in time to defend as Kilius is lurking for a shotgun shot, but the shotgun range is not quite there as Mangoes again to the other side. Toasty Local setting it back with the pendulum swing, back and forth, and a flip is burned. That's a resource down for the goalie of the Grustlers, and as the core sails to the other side of the map, the bounce is not quite there to score for Coconut. Katoni now with the core speed trying to find something. Tragic with the flip in midfield, and the Crater will just save it in the center.
Yep. And we're at these points where honestly I don't even know who I would favor in any of these. I think it's just the next lucky bounce that's gonna win this game right here. Tragic though able to almost hit that core with that missile, and is eyeing this this boost right here on this Luna, trying to snipe one of these crosses. It's not able to quite find anything, so is able to use it instead for that strike war. But we need to watch those boosts. Mr. Zert though with his core flip in another dangerous spot. Last time he was forced to use it prematurely, but this time he has a shot, but Katoni almost puts it in. Toasty Local maybe a little bit out of position there.
Where was Toasty going?
I don't know what happened there. The pass emote comes out. And that is not the set you want to lose if you're the Gex Grustlers, because look at the Sports Spark is coming in. The mayor is in town here. Mangoes are yummy. We'll see if can pull out a W now.
Oh, yeah. Coconut are pulling away with it. They are in such a powerful situation in the draft. Denying away to Deadeye are the Gex Rustlers. They don't want to die on repeat, but they still might just die on repeat. Look at this last situation. No small Centauro lore this time.
He did not want the Among Titans. I actually wonder though, I'm not a believer in like the small being able to dodge things more consistently, but I do feel like the speed this game might actually be worth becoming smaller for. Just because a lot of times they're just not able to catch up to this core speed. So I do wonder if that was the play, but I think I totally valid not wanting to become any smaller than you already are as Centauro, especially when you have these Rasmuses and these X's that are just like twice your size, that you have to strike more consistently. But a really nice job, despite the spark disadvantage here from Gex to skate in this game so far, and they're looking pretty strong in this first point of set 5.
Yeah, the Grustlers, this is where they excel if they take 2 barriers early. They're so good at taking those 2 barriers first and converting, using their barriers as resources to let Toasty Local push up to the midfield and create more proactive plays, and that's exactly what's happening right now. As Katone gets the bounce, Mango's just a tiny bit out of reach on the awkward bounce. 1 point over to the Grustlers, even after that crazy draft.
Yeah, really nice job from the Grustlers, but you know, as we've seen from this game, it's not over until the last point goes into the net. So I have no statement on who I think is gonna win here, despite, you know, the sparks on one side. I think that this is still anyone's game. Mr. Zerd has his core flip here, can threaten the second barrier. He's gonna instead use it for damage here to protect Tragic, because Tragic is being eyed by Katone and is gonna get hooked, but the knockback doesn't seem about right. He's not able to descend anywhere. Killian's trying to snipe that cross, but not able to quite find it. There's no missile top on that Jakar, so definitely feels a little bit unfortunate there. And really nice defense though from Coco Crew, despite an open net here, and are able to push ahead once again with this offense.
The barrier still stands for the side of the Grustlers as Katone is continuing to keep the core up, almost KO'd, but still staying alive again, and so much meter on the side of the Grustlers. So many flips available. The first one blocked away by Tragic. Crazy reaction time on that one, a crazy prediction as Toasty Local gets outplayed by Tragic again. Tragic using these boosts so effectively, and a great angle by Mr. Zert to slide it right in and even up the score.
Yeah, but I swear, one lucky bounce can just mean any of these points go away. Obviously, there's still a lot of skill involved to get yourself in position to, you know, play off those bounces, but this is anyone's game. This is the peak performance X, essentially. The X taking that kill on the Rasmus, and now we have to see the forwards in the net here. Forflip coming out, but it's going to be denied from Kilias and Katone. Kilias and Katone are able to hold it down for Toasty Local, but right as Toasty Local comes back up, that is when Tragic decides to strike. And we have now an open net play for Gex Grustlers.
Kilias pushing forward again, but Tragic will cover the angle, and Katone is dying. Has to be really careful here as Tragic wins the strike wars as well. The core finally pushed up. Mangoes, though, continuing to defend. So much health as well, so tanky, but Katone gets 2 hits on the barrier in quick succession. And Toasty Local forced to burn the pendulum swing to save that. No cooldowns for the next few seconds. Has the hook, and a rocket from Tragic will win the strike war. They're 1 point away.
Tragic rocket, if I've ever seen one, for Toasty Local. And now all of a sudden, for the first time this game, Coco Crew has a lead in the game and are 1 point away from winning it all. Killian's taken off the map at the absolute worst time possible. However, they are going to get their coverage zone and a second barrier. So this is not all too bad. In fact, if anything, they've gained off of this power play, which is pretty crazy. Tragic also taking incredibly low. Has a lot of stagger if he's able to pop that stagger swagger and utilizes that boost to get across the map. But this is just such a dangerous position for the Coco Crew to be playing in. And even if they're able to get a barrier, they're still another one to go. So see if they can confirm on this, and Katone almost snipes that goal. Could have been dangerous. The pass plays though. Katone still has his flip though, and you know if he's able to be patient, get it in a nice spot, could mean a point here to bring us to a set 5.5.
Yeah, Katone with the meter. Toasty Loco almost building up a flip as well. A huge opportunity, but this is a lot of damage. Katone not wanting to go down here. Burns the flip, but Toasty still has their own. But Mr. Zert will win the interaction. Will push them closer to winning this game. And a hook from Toasty Loco will go wide, but the strike is there. Katone to the top side, but no one there to follow up. Mr. Zert, tragic, in there to the top side. And the Coco crew, Coco Nut, will take this game.
What a game! What a series of events from that one. And what a great first game to stream on here on BestieInSlot for the Striker Club Prize Fighters. And I hope we get more games like it, because that's the start of a beautiful rivalry right here, if I've ever seen one.
Yep. And yeah, it's just great plays from both teams. We saw some heroics from players on both sides. We saw the wins and the deficits from the Grusslers when they were just outplaying the core control. But Coconut, they clutched up. They won the important sets, and they scaled with sparks to oblivion.
Yeah, those sparks coming in clutch. I think like after a certain point, like they realized they need to burst tragically. They couldn't kill him anymore because he just had 3,000 stagger to deal with. They really, drafting is part of the game, and if I say a team one draft, I really think that Coco Crew played very well in that aspect. What's our next game going to be looking like here, Saya?
That's a very, very good question, actually, because this the setup for this tournament is a little bit complex, so picking out a game is a little bit of a struggle.
I'll scout one out here with you. Do we have maybe a graphic for like a standing maybe? I think that would be pretty lit.
Unfortunately, I don't think we do at the moment.
We'll see if our buddies at Seraphim can see if they can set something up. But for now, we're looking for our next one. Oh, someone joined. Yo, Lego Mage.
It is me. It's me. I'm here. I got distracted with Guilty Gear board game and pizza rolls.
Guilty Gear board game. I saw an ad for that.
It is quite fun. I've been playing it with my brother tonight, and it was pretty banger. Okay,
so POX in a good spot right now. It looks like in the 5th pool, and in the 4th pool, Chikara and Ark looking pretty good.
Yep. And Mr. Max LC is able to give us a little bit of a scoop. Ark winning that 3rd pool. I believe that's Animal Style winning the 2nd pool, and Kex winning that 1st pool. So there's a very likely chance we have some weird shenanigans where we have 2 teams that are go two wins in their brackets, and in which case we might have to see those tiebreaker rules. Max, do you have those tiebreaker rules for us that we can maybe chat about?
I don't know, Lego.
I might be able to find them. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, our
Yo.
hero?
Yo, it's actually Max.
Yo, this is easier than typing.
Yeah,
So how real is that?
I
Yeah,
know it,
so
but I just my brain.
no, I feel that, man. I feel that. It's been a long day for everyone. Yeah, so our tiebreaker rules, I think, are pretty exciting. If 2 teams tie, we're going to run a best of 5 series where each game in the best of 5 is played by a different tier from that org. So say it's yeah, so who are contenders right now? It's like Ark and I think Animal Style are like the top 2 as an example. So like if those 2 are the top 2 and they tie, we'll start off with the tier 1. So like the diamond pool, and then the game 2 will be the challenger pool, and so on. And that will determine who actually takes the whole thing.
So what? How do they decide though? Like, which team plays in which slot, because obviously if if we go from pool 1 to 5 and one of the teams just 3-0s them before the other team, teams I guess good teams get in, I feel a little bit bad for the other team. So how do we decide which tier plays in which slot, I guess?
So it will be ascending order. It'll start with the lowest tier, and then if necessary, Game 5 will be the Nassel tier.
Oh, okay. So
I think that'll be pretty high.
Yeah,
Okay,
tiebreakers basically rely, like, if you have if your pools 1 through 3 are very, very strong, they can be the tiebreakers. So it's good to invest in your lower tier players.
I like to see that. Thank you. That sounds really hype. And what are the rules if 5? I guess there's 5 different winners. Can you explain that? Because that can technically happen as well.
Yeah, that one's a fun one. In that case, hello, Dendar. Welcome to the couch. We're just talking about tiebreaker rules here. In the case of a 5-way tie, it'll be interesting. It'll be based on set score, which will determine the top 2 highest teams, and then those 2 highest teams after the set score calculation will go on to that best of 5 gauntlet. Yeah. So
is set score the game score, or is set score the in-set game set score?
It is the in-game set score. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it'll be reported.
Yeah. So basically, we will tally up for each organization the total number of sets that they've won, and that'll be used as the tiebreaker. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, up a Discord stream for the people.
Oh yeah. Let me do that right now. I do not have Nitro currently, so you guys are gonna have to deal with 720.
Oh yeah.
We don't currently have a game. We are looking for our next one. Do you wonderful people have any suggestions of any, I guess, crucial games for any of these teams?
I'm looking just through the pools right now, and the Diamond Inclusive versus Connect the Dots over in Pool 2 should be finishing up soon. And if Diamond Inclusive wins that puts them at 4-1 and tying in Pool 2 with Animal Style. So that could be something, but let me look in the higher tier pools and see what's going on over there.
That Pool 2 definitely looks really crazy because there's not any, 100%, teams. Every one of our other pools currently have, I believe, at least one team that hasn't lost yet, but every single team in that Pool 2 has dropped a game. So we're going to be seeing some crazy late, I guess, late game, or I guess late in the tournament shenanigans to see which team can edge out, set wins even. I wonder if that changes their strategy. If they go into the game realizing, oh, they have to win this many sets to win the game, the series, or like to win the tiebreaker or whatever. I wonder if that will encourage more early game play or something. So I'm also excited to see that.
Speaking of shenanigans, though, we are headed to so many shenanigans versus Statesman Isn't Dead. OS University versus what was formerly known as Mars University. I think they name changed.
Yeah, that is correct.
What did they name change it to?
They changed it to Mega University. I never asked why. But
Why?
I don't know. Mars is dead, I guess. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Mega, like Omega.
But Mega's another player, though. Megaverse.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's true. Is Megaverse on?
No. Megaverse is not.
Okay. Yeah, I have no clue where Mega came from.
Wait, Goku at Burger King is here? What the heck? When did that happen?
Yeah.
When did they get here? What?
They've been here the whole time.
We gotta catch a Goku at Burger King game.
I know, there's only 2 left on their schedule. Against Goku at Burger King versus Magical Meeps has not been played yet.
What round?
Wait, aren't those 2 winning teams as well, 2 OSAS winners?
Yes. No. Goku at Burger King didn't win OSAS, but they qualified.
I still think that's the banger. Those are 2 legendary OSAS teams, right?
As long as that's not the last round, because we have a last round matchup lined up.
I don't know if that's the last round.
I'm checking right now. Wait, which pool are they in? 2?
3.
Okay, let me see. No, it's the last round. It's over.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That is sad.
We will not be getting that matchup.
They are fighting Maw and his children from Animal Style, so I don't know. Maybe that could be interesting. But what is the last round one that we have?
Wait, this
Lined
is
up.
a banger. Isn't this a tier 5 game with so just some lore in this game, right? It's the university versus the university, right? The Omega Strikers University team. I believe that's what they're called. Have actually beat the team of Cakes, NXZD, and Temple Melon. So, like, huge victory for them, and we'll see if they can like maybe find another one here, because like going into this, not as like disrespect for them or anything, but I definitely was hoping to see them win a single game, but they have a potential to win like 2 or 3 now after that, so definitely excited to see that.
Yeah, their record's not looking particularly stellar right now. They're sitting at 1-4, so hopefully they can make some. Both these teams actually have not been doing particularly great in this pool. Statesman Isn't Dead is 0-5 right now. They have yet to land on a win, which is it's a bit rough. So yeah, both
But
these
I
teams
still think-
probably have something to prove here.
So no, the thing that's interesting to me though is in my like head, right? I was doing like a little power rankings of each of the tiers. These were the 2 bottom teams, I guess, for me. But you know, because OS University was able to pick up a win against Ma 2's grocery list, they're actually, you know, not at the bottom. And a win here could even tie them up with the Gex Grustlers teams that just came out with a loss, right? As both teams would be 2 wins, right? So that could be like really interesting storyline as well to like look at. And I definitely think like after watching their victory against you know, Cakes, NXZD, and Temple Melon, I definitely think they have what it takes here to pull out another one here. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see if they can pick up their second win here.
That'd be pretty epic. Yeah, because that would bring them up to Gex, and then they have 2 more games. They could end the night 4-4, which is not bad. It would put them probably like around in the middle if they win the rest of their schedule.
Especially considering like how many of you guys know who Sky Axe, Moth Honey, and Sutton are?
I know.
I only know 2 of them from Westy Wednesday. So, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't actually, like, I apologize, maybe I'm just not a knower, but, like, I'm excited to see, I love seeing players that I, you know, you don't see very often start to pull out wins against, like, the old guard or whatever you want to call it, right? And that's exciting for me, so, I am rooting, I mean, even though both teams aren't, like, you know, don't have, like, a super well-known players, I'm rooting for this OC University team just so they can, like, maybe pick up, like, 2 or 3 wins and, like, you know, come out pretty nice on the night. I mean, that definitely would feel pretty good for them.
Yeah, that would be neat. Do we know what map that is Taiko Temple? Is
It
that
is
real?
Taiko.
It is real?
Yep.
Oh boy.
They're
It's
having
gonna be
some
played
trouble
on-
though. One of their
Uh-oh.
players is glitching in the lobby, and we're kicking them like 3 times, and hopefully this time they don't get glitched.
Put in the emotional support, Dubu. No, it's okay.
Has a
Is
team
it so
ever
this-
won with the emotional support, Dubu?
If I had won, it would have been a disgrace, right? Because the whole point of it is not to win.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, honestly, we would have won that one game, Si, if you just stayed in the fucking net. I'll say it. But you know, we're getting into game right here. Taiko Temple, what are our awakenings gonna be looking like? I'm just waiting on a stream for that one, but I'm seeing the Vice Juliet Mako, which I believe is what they played in the other game I watched, which they played against that Cakes team that I mentioned earlier. So that's the comp they ran. I think you have the records swapped, by the way, on the stream.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay. So I just recalled some information. But this this roster from Statesman, this Statesman Isn't Dead roster from Mars University is like platinum and diamond players, specifically crafted to give them a better shot in the other brackets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe teams might do that aren't able to field full national rosters. And I think that's, I mean, obviously I feel, I guess, a little bit down for the players that, get their, maybe their butts handed to them. But when I was a platinum diamond player, I really, I always thought it was really cool whenever I played up against, these, Omega players and stuff. So, I don't know if that's, what's going through their head, but, that's definitely a cool feeling at least. But anyways, we're going to get into this game here. We see the Vice Mirror, the Juliet versus the X. So, honestly, these are some comps that you just don't see these types of comps in higher level play currently, because we don't see these X Julies at all. So I'm excited to see, even these Vices are just not seen at all. So I'm excited to see how these characters play,
It's a potential to be a very big just kill game once people start scaling and whatnot with the double Vice midfield going on. There's the Atlas, there's the I mean, right there already a KO coming out. It's gonna allow Lumber Pile to sink it in. Statesman Isn't Dead are gonna find the first point here, but yeah, I imagine that this is kind of gonna set the tone. I would not be surprised if it was a KO coming out every match, but it, like you said, it is interesting that Statesman Isn't Dead, they're kind of out here basically as the sacrificial lamb to kind of take one for the team and just lose in the top tournament so that their the lower pools have a better chance of scoring high, because at the end of the day, points are coming from all the pools, and the lower tier pools, like we said earlier, can potentially even be more important because of how they affect tiebreakers.
Yep. And the kill's gonna come out right there, but for a turnaround on the other side. I mean, as you said, there's gonna be a lot of kills coming out. I think this Atlas pickup definitely feels nice, because now at least you have that revive and that heal for the kill game. But Corvo coming out in a really nice shot. Karma Lesbian was not quite prepared for that, as SkyX hitting the demon angle.
All things considered, though, they're holding their own in this first set here. We'll have to see what happens in the later stages of this game, but they're not looking out of it at all. The core control is pretty much there. They're keeping possession quite well, all things considered, so I don't think we should be underestimating them too much here.
Yep, I think this is also, I think, going into this is the game they were looking to maybe see if they could pull up a win on. Obviously, if we're looking at just ranks alone, these are the two, this is their closest rank matchup for them, right? So, if they're able to, pull an upset here, maybe through the power of teamwork or such and such, I think it could be pretty nice. I mean, their team might say, hey, you guys are actually, you guys actually did really well. Good job. And really nice job, though, from SkyX, sneaking that past the Cosmic Expanse right there. Another open net here. SkyX getting hit out of the way, though, and having to deal with a lot of projectiles, but it's Sutton that puts it in instead.
It's a weird game, I gotta say. So far, I think we're gonna see the game plans forming as the Awakening drafts come in, but for now the game is feeling a little bit slow, just the damage slowly stacking up onto a lot of these targets, and with SkyX having no meter, they can get this KO. They got the Expanse KO.
Yep, that was a crazy kill. I mean, really nice job right there. It's not every day you see the Atlas goalie get the kill. But really nice job from Alfani defending these barriers for long enough for SkyX to come up. SkyX, unfortunately, goes a little bit wider with some of these dash punches. Doesn't quite have these, the kill awakening gen. Also have these flick kicks, so definitely gonna mean that the kill range isn't quite as volatile. I mean, lethal there, but really nice job though overall on the defense. We see it again and again. Moth Honey, though, is going to end up getting quite low, but she's able to last for long enough for Sutton and SkyAxe to get the rock into the net, and that's all that matters at the end of the day.
It's a pretty big first set win as well for so many shenanigans. If they roll like heavy impacts or something, it could potentially be pretty nice. Spec training is on the board here and heavy impacts as well. So this could be a hotly contested draft depending how this goes. Timeless Creator could be a pickup on the Atlas, but Twin Drive is also there, of course. It's actually Timeless taken by the Mako, interestingly enough. Twin Drive falling to the Atlas. Spec Training picked up by Sutton. Heavy Impact going over to Feber Gaming. Juliet possibly taking the built different, and then Castless on the X. So everyone kind of getting something they want. The Timeless Creator on the Mako is a very interesting choice when like heavy impacts and spec training were there. But I guess they don't want to see the big expanse, and they do get the big longer cage out of it. So we'll have to. Oh, there it is right now. They're just gonna be trapped forever and eat the damage from that supernova as well. But we'll just have to see how this ends up playing out. Unfortunately, Lumber Pile will find the KO here and look to push this barrier through Sutton. A little help from the goalie in the midfield. It will go down as Juliet about to be coming back online here. But can Moth Honey hold this final barrier long enough? Looks like... no, Lumber Pile is going to win the strike war and open that one up.
Definitely something I thought interesting about last draft, though. We didn't see the spark of agility go to anyone. Usually in like some of our like higher level elo games, we see spark end up going to someone at the very least, even if it's someone later in the draft, just so they have the potential to spark with it later. But no one actually picked up that spark there. I think it might end up becoming really interesting later on in these later drafts as we see more sparks come out. What could have happened if that spark had come out? But a really nice core flip, but an even better reaction from Moth Honey, able to clear to the top corner, and SkyAxe is able to put it in off of the bounce.
Yeah, that kind of feels bad, right? It's a bit of a curse of Strike Shot. You have it, so you want to use it, especially in the midfield, but right there, Karma kind of ended up giving the core right to SkyAxe on a silver platter. So it's a little bit cursed. Strike Shot, a great tool, but also can put you in a really rough spot.
What I'm saying is Pauldrons wouldn't have owned gold that
Yeah, Pauldrons wouldn't have passed it to them.
We have a resident Pauldron lover here.
Oh, but SkyAxe on the breakaway. Going in.
Yep. Oh, what a dash punch! He's able to sneak it past Karma Lesbian, not quite prepared for that. And SkyAxe is able to almost get a nice shot there. That the nice Atlas ult to keep Lumber Pile alive here. But with all barriers down, it's looking really dangerous as the core flip comes past the SkyAxe, who puts it top corner.
So many shenanigans. Looking very solid this game. Looks like they decisively have a pretty good hand over Statesman Isn't Dead right now. So it's a bit unfortunate for them, but so many shenanigans. Will probably be feeling pretty nice if they're able to sit a 2-4 record. It's not really that bad. They still have a couple more games to try and clean it up as well. That is going to be a double KO coming out, but just Moth Honey left. Will lose the barrier. The cage is going to come out, but it's probably not going to be enough. The goalie pushed up in the midfield like this. They're going to lose a bit of control of the core. It's going to allow Moth Honey to push up and core flip it while the forwards will respawn for the side of so many shenanigans, but they have this open goal right now. It's still a dangerous situation, but in the hands of SkyAxe, going for the dash points, getting shut down by the Atlas secondary, taking so much damage, but will get the barrier regardless. Now in the hands of Lumber Pile, dribbling in the top, going for a shot to the corner. Moth Honey's able to save that one and try and get it back over to SkyAxe, dribbling on the top side. He's going to get blocked by the Atlas primary. Now core flip coming out from Feber. A bounce off the middle, once again blocked by Moth Honey. Trying to get back over to SkyAxe, trying to pass it down to Sutton here. They're looking for a shot on this bottom side, but Lumber Pile with the X Maximus is just wreaking havoc over on the defensive end. The core flip comes out, but it gets stalled out, and X gets taken out. The Vice gets taken out. It's a 2v2 now. Moth Honey trying to get over to SkyAxe, and Feber trying to do everything that they can to just interrupt this midfield as we wait for the forwards to come back online here. Lumber Pile back, Sutton back, and now in the hands of Sutton, trying to get it back over to this Juliet, but suddenly, Statesman Isn't Dead are proving why Statesman isn't dead, and they're really putting up a big fight on this round. It could be their chance to maybe bring the set out. Of course, I say that, and McClear from Moth Honey is going to go all the way around the Atlas and just take the set.
Yeah, and what a game so far right here. 2 sets now up for Mega Strikers University. We're gonna see that second spark come in, but obviously it's a little late, especially since no one else has spark. The Rapid Fire are gonna be picked up by Moth Honey. Also, it's also good because it doesn't don't let their Vice pick that up, and because we don't want to see heavy impact Rapid Fire on that Vice. The damage is pretty insane. Interestingly enough, Skyax opting for that Happy Star instead of the Quick Strikes plus Fight or Flight. So Lumberpile is gonna get off with a pretty nice build here. I definitely like to see that type of build. And as I say that, you get to splitter it up.
I was a little skeptical at first of these Vice picks on this map. Normally you see the creation characters like that Era, which we saw get banned out, or maybe a Now. But they're getting some pretty good value out of this damage, and with the extra special not going to that Atlas, it means that the other team isn't going to be able to heal too much. I didn't really get to see where in the draft that was. But as long as they don't get it, now they can really keep pumping out that damage with that Vice as they're pumping out damage on these barriers, getting one. Lumberpile picking back up, though, going back towards Sutton. Kind of just dribbling in the midfield, trying to make something happen. But in that 2v3 situation, they're just trying to stall for their teammate as Skyax goes for the ult, gets some damage of their own. The projectile comes out. The dash comes out from Vice. Not quite hitting anything yet. We're in the pocket now. And as they get it back out, Lumberpile with the bell ringer helping stall it for their team, but they can't quite get it out. That Expanse, unfortunately, locking it in. And Skyax locks it into their net with that flip into strike.
Yep. Really nice job from Skyax. Really showing a lot of nice tricks on this Juliet. A pick that has definitely declined in usage rate in recent weeks, but Skyax coming in strong on it here.
I think a lot of it is also Appa, you mentioned, right? The Quick Strike Spider Flight on Lumberpile could be a turning point for this game, but Lumberpile not really getting room to dribble. So many shenanigans, just passing it around the relatively immobile X and not even letting the X get too much touches on the core.
Yep, and I think if you're gonna play around that Fight or Flight Quick Strikes X, that's the best way to do it. Just keep it away from the X in the first place, then he doesn't get any value of those awakenings. The dash punch coming out from Skyax, not quite able to pick it up, and instead takes a lot of damage themselves, but not good for now.
Big X action is coming out from Lumberpile. The bell ringer is going to find the KO onto Skyax as a barrier. If going down, the goal is open, and Statesman isn't dead, pushing hard, trying to put themselves on the board here. Atlas sending it up into the forwards, but Moth Honey and Sutton with the strike force will hold it down until overtime. Skyax back online once again, but now in the hands of this goalie whose name I can't read because they're moving too fast. They're going to lose the barrier, though, to Skyax. Dribbling down, passing it to Sutton, looking for the shot. Will find it past the strike shot, as so many shenanigans trying to bring it to match point here, and it's looking like it could be a perfect game.
Not quite a perfect game. I believe in the first set they had a point.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, but it looking like, I believe, a 9-1, so you're not entirely off there.
Oh, but Lumberpile, bit of X lore, but unfortunately will get taken almost all the way out. Does survive thanks to the healing from Karma Lesbian, and a great core flip from February Gaming.
No perfect game, but a near perfect core flip for sure.
Whoa, what happened to Juliet? And this is perhaps that turning point I was talking about, because it's an open net with the power play. We'll see if they can score, but Moth Honey is just able to play such good defense. Has, in my opinion, been the most outstanding player of this Too Many Shenanigans team so far. Skyax picks up another kill, and now all of a sudden it's a power play the other side around.
Sutton does have that core flip up. So does Moth Honey, though, as they're trying to bring down this last barrier. Lumberpile is holding the midfield, will force out Sutton's core flip, but the barrier does not go down yet. So we're about to be going into overtime as well. Feber looking for a shot here. Moth Honey able to clear it out. The Supernova coming out, but Lumberpile can't get it through in time for it to force it in here. Atlas trying to send it in, but the Vice for so many shenanigans just got blasted around the world, and now it's a reverse power play. Moth Honey's core flip gets baited out as well, but still able to stop the bull rush. However, the bounce around the world is going to be a little bit too fast, as Statesman isn't dead, are going to put themselves on the board and try to come back in this set.
And I don't think you can blame Moth Honey on that one. When your teammate hits it into your own net, as goalie, you've done your best. You've done the best you can. Unfortunately, Skyax gets cursed by that Tycho Temple bounces, and is gonna end up giving them a point. But this is the set. They only have to win 1 point here, and this is the set point, still match point even. Julia's gonna die, but open net could mean a GG scenario coming up.
Oh, really good coverage though by Karma Lesbian, not letting that Supernova take the goal.
They do have a core flip up as well if things get dicey, but it's been pretty rough. Core flip gets burnt there from Feber Gaming, but Sutton also going for a shot there, forces out Karma Lesbian's core flip, as now they're looking to make a push here. The core flip is burnt though from Lumber Pile, and now back on the defense. Statesman isn't dead, are going to have to hold out a little bit longer as their midfielder trying to push up a bit, but Sutton now getting it up to Skyaxe. A dash punch will get it past the Atlas Expanse, and that's the game. So many shenanigans are going to be taking it 3-0.
I don't know if that last one was a dash punch. I was a dash, but I don't think the dash was what put that one in right there. I think the Visal unfortunately was placed at a little bit of off timing and ended up causing that core to move a little bit fast. But really nice job from Too Many Shenanigans. A very convincing victory, a 9-2 game, and you know, that's what I was talking about. Like if they're gonna, you know, pick up a few wins, that's how they need to be playing, I think.
They look pretty good. And yeah, now Too Many Shenanigans 4-2. They still have a couple more games left on the schedule as well. Let me see here. So Many Shenanigans. Yeah, they still gotta play Coconut and Grustlers. Coconut are 3-2 and been looking pretty solid, and then Grustlers are 2-3. So I think they could have a chance in either of those two games to potentially raise their score up a bit further. They could maybe even, if they're able to actually, you know, win both of them, tie it up, go 4-4 for OS University, which would be very nice to have a 4-4 team in Pool 5. While investing, you know, not too many crazy resources. But yeah, unfortunately, Statesman isn't dead. Yeah, they're still 0-5 and 0-15 for sets. So they have really taken one for the team for Mega University in this Pool 5. But 0-7 for, you know, going up into the highest possible bracket and kind of being the sacrificial goat.
Yep. But you know, enough about that game. What's our next game looking like, Mr. Saya, or I guess anyone looking at these upcoming games? Which one do you think would be a banger to watch?
So we're actually going to head down to Pool 1 after a bit of a wait to look at Froggies versus IME Enjoyers for potentially the top spot in that pool.
Oh.
That's gonna be a banger of a game. So, are we gonna be going into intermission, or are we gonna be yapping for 10 minutes? What is our game plan, Mr. Saya?
I have no clue. What is our game plan?
What is our game plan?
I don't know that there was ever a game
Oh
plan.
wait, no, I have the next yapping topic, and from there, the yapping will be organic, okay?
Okay.
So, Mr. Lego Mage 15, I've noticed that I believe you're the one who made this fantastic background that's behind us right now.
Yeah, okay, so it was a collaborative effort between me and Frying Pan Man, actually. I did the characters and the lighting and the compositing, and then he made the, like, the stadium.
Well, it looks pretty great. Like, the team flags at the top. Oh my. And the coconut blending into the wood grain. I'm not so sure about that logo, but every logo just looks kind of nice.
Yeah, I composited that for like 5 minutes last night, unfortunately. I've been gone all day today, so that part was kind of a rush job, but yeah, I wanted to at least put it on there.
Lego Mage, if you've ever seen my original Westy Wednesday graphics, this is about 100,000 times better than that. So don't beat yourself up. This looks awesome. Really nice job here, and thanks for, like, you know, helping us even run this in the first place. I think this has been a really fantastic event to watch and play. I mean, this is like one of the largest turnouts we've had in a tournament in a very long time. 45 teams, I believe, which is what, 135 players. starter players, possibly more than that if you count each team's subs, and it's really cool to see. And want to give a shout out to Seraphim for their work in setting this up.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I never expected it to be like. I expected it to be like 3 or 4 clubs maximum, and so when we got like 9, it was like, whoa, okay, this is actually really out of hand. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty much Malachi's idea to like, yeah, let's do monthly striker club tournament. And so yeah, for the last like, I don't know, month and a half or whatever, we've been kind of ping-ponging the rules around and you know, talking the stuff, getting the clubs set up and whatnot. And yeah, so I really like where it's turned out, and like it's been an incredible turnout. It seems to be really successful. I foresee this being, you know, like an actual monthly thing that could be cool. So we've been discussing like, you know, where do we take this in the future? Like, how can we improve the format, improve like, you know, what an organization is, and how do we like choose like who is available, and does this blow out of control, or like how all that jazz and whatnot. And I've been talking to Frying Pan Man. I want to do more elaborate like graphic stuff, get some, you know, better assets going and whatnot, because we made this one background in like 2 weeks, so it was a little bit scuffed, but yeah, we just want to, you know, improve it, because it's been way more successful than I think any of us could have ever really imagined.
Yep, I mean, I agree. I mean, I know I was talking to Malachi about this because part of the reason this happened is Malachi originally DM'd me if we could do another crew battle, and while I was supposed to be helping out with a lot with that, I was like super busy and almost kind of stonewalling him, and eventually he came up with the idea after so much time of not really getting anywhere, of just saying, hey, let's run all the teams. You know, it'd be cool if like all these teams, like, you know, Animal Style and Gex had a chance, and we did not expect this many different teams to be interested. I mean, I think the more the merrier, though, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's definitely really cool, like the direction that this could be heading, and already like it feels like it's been a success, and we're not even finished with the first one yet. So I really hope that, like, you know, we'll be able to continue this, and the clubs can like expand. And I see this as a potentially a big opportunity to, like, you know, get more people into the tournament scene as well to begin with, because like, you know, you got these clubs that hang out with each other. You know, they make friends, they tell their friends, hey, play the game and join our little group, we do tournaments together and whatnot. It can be probably a bit of an easier experience, you know, for like newer players than maybe just getting 1 or 2 friends and jumping into OSOS totally blind. So you know, I hope that we get to see stuff like that as well. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic.
You may be optimistic, but I bring some news from the Seraphim Discord.
Oh.
Do you see the screenshot where Dooboom asked how the games are going?
Wait, I need to find it.
And Psykeen responded, well, here it is on stream right now.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
I'm in mismatch. Oh, no.
Now that is a banger.
That is
no.
a banger. That mouse looks so cool, too. Like, if I'd have that happen to my mouse, I hope it was like one of my shit mouses, you know? That's a good mouse, it looks like. So I feel... I mean, maybe he's hitting the strike key a little too hard, if you know what I'm saying. You know, maybe the strike force truly got Psykeen here a little bit.
He used the Omega Strike, and his mouse couldn't withstand it.
The mouse couldn't withstand it. And is
let's see how they're doing. I think Seraphim Vermilion's in pool 3. I want to say pool 3. No.
I mean, speaking of mice like that,
pool 2, maybe.
Yeah, pool 2.
Ah, yes.
speaking of mice like that though, I think I've irreparably damaged every mouse I've used since I started playing Omega Strikers, because as a mobile player I click so much, I right click so much that my right click side is always like super dented for some reason. It's crazy. I mean, I totally get it. Like, I haven't broken it like that yet, but I relate with Psyche here on a spiritual level right there.
Oh, it hit the man. I'm so sad that the 3 pools I was looking at got out of sync just so that we couldn't get a game. Let's see. Can we pick up a game from pool 4 while we wait? No, we can't. Oh, you're starting yours? Bird versus Legends? Or... No, it's not. No, which pool is it? I'm so confused. There are 5 pools and that's 5 too many for my brain.
I think Furt's in pool 4.
But no, it's not Furt. I misspoke. It was probably pool 3?
If that's Aerial Snack talking, I believe they're on Maw's parents in pool 4.
Pool 4?
Yeah, Maw's parents.
Oh, I see it now. I see it now.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Maw's parents and Second Wind.
Oh yeah. Maw's parents are currently sitting at unfortunate 06, and Second Wind are 2-4.
Honestly, I'm down. I will send the lobby code.
Ooh, and I know a good number of these players. This is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, I saw a particular name that it looks very familiar.
Wait, so what's the game plan here?
Well, we're heading on over to pool 4.
Pool 4, which game?
Maw's parents versus Second Wind.
So, Second Wind, if I remember correctly, is Tomo Taco, named Chaotic, and I don't remember the last player. I think it's like something Jet or something.
T-Jet.
T-Jet, alright, and then... So I'm watching this 2v2, and it's crazy. Anyways, and the other side is Maw's parents, which is... Sorry, can someone give me the scoop on who's on the Animal Style team?
We got Maw's parents. We got Animal Snack, Sir the Golden, and I can't see the last name to begin.
Orca Girl.
Orca Girl.
I see.
Wait, isn't Orca Girl the European player?
Yep, the European player.
Ooh,
Okay, I swear to God, I'm watching this 2v2, and there's a Finny with Timeless, and like all Creation Awakening. So Timeless, Castellas, Monumentalist, and Siege Machine, and that all lasted 5,000 years. Like she put it in the net, and it was GG. You can hold it for 5 years. It's crazy. Oh my God. Anyways, back to our little topic. We have all the players here, and Orca Girl is going to be playing from the European peninsula, the European server.
The peninsula.
I just thought that sounded cool. I'm sorry.
The Great Land in the East.
We got the East servers, West servers, Central servers, and Peninsula servers.
So Serb being in the net here. And what are our records of our two teams here?
0-6 for Maw's parents, and 2-4? Yeah, 2-4 for Second Wind.
So Maw's parents looking to win their first game. Actually, this Maw's parents team reminds me a lot of Snacking and Smacking from season 2 of NASA. Sai, do you remember that team?
Yeah, they definitely existed.
They existed, and how many wins did they get by the end of the NASA split?
I forgot.
They had a total of 1 win. And
That's
do you
one more
remember
than 0.
And do you know what team it was against?
That's a hard one.
Powerhouse Defenders, Soren.
Oh, it was Powerhouse Defenders?
Yeah, that was their 1 win. I casted that game.
All I remember is that Destroyer Mega Noob's one win was against Snack and Smackin'.
Yeah, they each had one win against each other. I think Power Defenders ended up with 2 at the end, but it was so funny. So, I think it's going into like week 7. Each team they had one win and it was just against each other. Like they were giving each other one win each.
Well, they're looking to be a little bit more successful here, and honestly, I can see it. As much as Second Wind has like infinite times their wins, you know, but they seem to ban Kazan. Just ban Kazan. Take Kazan away from Name Chaotic, who plays the Kazan.
Wait, actually, I have even deeper lore for you, by the way. Tomotaka was the goalie of that team.
Yeah, they banned Kazan.
They
Wait,
did
wasn't
the
that team
thing.
Comet 4K was? Comet 2K was on.
No, it's
No,
Comet
that was-
4K.
that was
Comet 4K was Destroyer Mega Noob.
Destroyer Mega Noob. Okay, my bad. Yeah, man, there were some goated names fucking season 2 of Mass. I'm just gonna say, like
every
we
time
were-
Comet 4K is on the screen, you could just make a bunch of like space jokes, and it goes crazy.
oh yeah. But Name Chaotic not able to be playing that Kazan. I think it's kind of interesting. If I remember correctly, T-Jet is a Juno player, like a Juno almost one trick, and Name Chaotic obviously known for the Kazan. So like you can only ban one of the two, and it seems that Kazan is the choice of a ban here. Orca Girl on that Juliet, picking up that Pummelers. I was gonna get really upset if I didn't see that pick up, but interesting. I mean, 1-2 is not bad. I think it's pretty close between the two. I'm more of a fan of the nice edge on the Julie, but I can understand the 1-2 angle as well.
Yeah, but do you see what Aerial Snack has on that Drakkar? The 1-2 pummelers? If Aerial Snack can get these KOs, it could go hard, but the core speed from the 1-2 is what gets Second Wind the first goal.
Yep. I do want to see if we can, if any Laz angles are hit though. That would be pretty sick if you ask me.
I feel like they did get stuck in a bit of a doomed 50-50 though, because if you give Name Chaotic Kazan, then that's obviously just an issue in and of itself. But a Juno with 1-2 punch is also pretty bad to deal with, especially with a player like T-Jet, who is no slouch at that character. Right now, the defense is not slouching at all either, as they managed to save this barrier. Name Chaotic with a sick angle to get back around. Maybe not necessary, but it manages to work out as they go on this offense now. As last round, they got 2 barriers pretty quickly. Now, Sir holding it down pretty well. Only 1 barrier left. They've yet to get 1, but Orca Girl is the thing that needs to hold down the lifeline as they manage to stay alive. But with that dash punch not hitting due to the core flip, they're out of the ring.
That was a crazy clear by Name Chaotic. He actually got the Atlas Lab around the back angle. The goalies wish they could consistently do that.
I think the funniest part is I don't think it was even necessary. I think you could have just played it.
It wasn't.
It was not
wasn't.
optimal at all, no.
The bottom of half of the map was totally open. That was just a flex.
Yeah, that was. I don't think the opponent team was actually ready for it. That's why it worked out so well.
Oh my
what a kill.
gosh!
Not ready for the kill either.
Yep.
Not ready
Yeah,
for the
is it
slime
close?
speed
Not
either.
ready for
Oh
the slime.
no.
That 1-2 punch Juno, we were talking about it, and there it is.
No one is ever ready for the 1-2 punch Juno, because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, she's hitting at normal speed, and then the slime comes out, and it's like, ah.
Okay, guys. Here's my Coach Appa advice for Ma's parents or whatever it's called.
Oh, Name Chaotic
what?
went
No
for it again.
way.
Ooh,
Oh,
tries
that
to
was
flex like
greedy.
a champ, but ends up in the dust.
I need to give my Alpha coaching advice though. I think Aerial Snack and Orca Girl need to switch sides on kickoff. I think it's too punishing to have Juliet versus the Juno every kickoff.
That is, honestly, I see it. I agree. As the defense is still coming through for this Second Wind team, and right now Aerial Snack and Orca Girl just can't get the passes to try and make this goal.
Like TJ and Chaotic though are trying to push up. They get the second barrier here. Orca Girl does have a core flip, but burning it here is gonna get blocked though by the Asher primary. We'll pick up a KO. Make it a 2v3. Hook from Name Chaotic, dribbling on the top side, looking for the shot in the bottom side. Not gonna be able to find an angle. It's gonna get off the bumper and getting back in the hands of Aerial Snack. It will be Maw's parents who fire and bring it. I want to say bring it back, but they put themselves on the board and drag it out a little longer.
What a play by Name Chaotic, though. That could have been a breakaway into getting the goal, and 2 barriers instantly means that there's a very good chance that they're just going to get the goal here and close out the set.
You know, it's funny. He's playing Rasmus, but I was gonna say that his gameplay is kind of like the pendulum swing right now, because like on some hands you see like that sick clear originally, then he double owned barrier, then he almost had that sick breakaway, and now they get 2 barriers here. Sir on the defensive with this flip. We'll have to see if he uses it. TJet not quite able to get the angle, but right now with a couple orbs picked up, energy is looking high. The strike shot comes out, the hook sends it back almost straight to Orca Girl as they were in the net, and now Orca Girl has a 1v1 with Taco. Name Chaotic has nothing to say about it, but he gets it up. The black hole damage is coming out. We'll have to see if he can manage to survive.
Pass down to TJet, trying to get it back over to Name Chaotic, but Aerial Snack is just interrupting that passing lane really hard right now, trying to shut down the force, but Name Chaotic dribbling the top side, has the whiplash. Sure able to strike war it though and get it out of there. Tomo Taco trying to send it back in, but Aerial Snack still in this midfield. Going to be taken out by the black hole though, and it's a 2v3 as Tomo Taco trying to push it up the field in the hands of Name Chaotic, dribbling off of that bumper, but the barrage from Sir is going to shut that down. Corflip coming out from TJet though. He's going to have a little bit more luck, gets it through Orca Girl and takes the set for second wind.
This is crazy because like you mentioned, Appa, this is the Snackin' and Smackin' team kill, the grudge match. Aerial Snack versus Tomo Taco, and right now it's looking real good for Tomo Taco, who's been crazy on the defense, and also, I believe, the one who killed Aerial Snack with the black hole.
Yep, really nice job. We see 3 sparks here. Juliet gonna pick up that spark of strength. I think spark of strength is one of those sparks that are just solid, even if you don't pick up any more sparks on Juliet, just because it increases your dash punch kill range by that much, especially since it's like multiplicative with 1-2 as well. So definitely nice to see that as well. And I also want to look at that team player to like contest with that fast core speed. You know, they're like, you know what? Let's just speed up even more. And so that's interesting to see as well.
Orca Girl taking 1,000,000 damage from Tomo Taco's defense though, and this could be a power play real soon for the side of second wind as Moss Parents trying to send it forward. Orca Girl staying alive, and the dash punch on the lazy clear by Tomo Taco, but they will get the KO, turn into a power play.
Yep. But you know, this power play isn't really looking like too much is gonna happen here. Really nice defense from Aerial Snack and Sir. Wait long enough for Orca Girl to come back up, and Aerial Snack now has possession. Has to fight with Jet here though to get this out. Orca Girl just sitting in the net of Tomo Taco. Tomo Taco does have flip though, so it's gonna be hard to score even if they get the hits done. And they're gonna lose the barrier. The Corvup's gonna come out of Sir, but somehow is able to hit the demon angle.
That was the ultimate goalie goal right there. I mean, anyone who's ever done that knows how that feels if you can manage to pull it off either intentionally or unintentionally, just flip it across the entire field. But Orca Girl taking immediate punishment on this kickoff. If they're looking for the KO, the jump from TJet is going to find it with the slime there. Core flip also coming out from Tomo Taco, sending it all the way around. TJet will get around Sir and bring down the barriers. Name Chaotic looking to push hard, keeping it in this top corner, possibly looking for a strike or a pendulum swing, but Sir will get it out as Orca Girl spawning back in. TJet passing it back up, but a Giga Blast from Sir gets a KO, but it doesn't matter because it's going to bounce back and find the point regardless, as second wind will tie it up.
Honestly though, this game is still in anyone's hands. It's, in my opinion, doesn't feel like it's gone out of control for one team or the other. A few dash punch kills from Orca Girl could easily win a point by its own, or another crazy core flip goal as well. I do think that they're doing a good job at keeping Orca Girl from playing the game, stacking a lot of damage on that Juliet. Juliet definitely hates to play against damage stacking. Name Chaotic though taking a lot of damage of his own and getting quite low, so I guess both brawlers are just not having a field day today.
There's a lot of passive damage kind of coming out from both sides between the Juliet and the Drakkar, and then, or sorry, the Juno and the Drakkar, and then the Juliet and the Rasmus are kind of there to just like finish the deal on that regard. But a nice little Giga Blast from Sir is going to send it over to the hands of Orca Girl, who will be able to win the little war over there and send it in that bottom side to put Moss Parents onto a nice set point.
Damage is definitely coming out. One thing I've seen Name Chaotic do a couple times is when that black hole's getting ready to come up and somebody is low, they'll position on the opposite side of them across from it and try to hook it in almost like Zap, where you try to hook them into the hole. But right now we're trying to hook this core with that core flip and it doesn't quite go anywhere. Orca Girl with a flip of their own, not able to make anything happen is what I would like to say, but the barrier just goes down seemingly for free.
And Sir having his core flip, the only one with the core flip on the map, and look at that, nothing gained out of that power play. Even at the very end, the tail end of it, when they finally got possession, they weren't able to even break a barrier. Finally, Sir is going to drop one. But, you know, on this map, sometimes it's actually better to give up a barrier so you can't get doubled. But unfortunately, that was not one of the times as Sir is going to end up losing both. Open net, though, for both teams, and almost gets that angle, but hits the Kaz, and we're 2-2 here.
Name Chaotic is an anomaly. He does the craziest thing and then does the craziest mistake and then redeems it. It's just been back and forth. I have no idea what this Rasmus is going to do at any given time, but I mean, like we saw there, he did manage to finish the deal and get the point regardless, and that's really what matters, especially when they were looking to be down right there. And that said, bringing it back on the set point. Name Chaotic picking up one barrier here, having a core flip up as well is very nice, but Tomotaco on the defense is going to have to hold for a bit as T-Jet has to wait for their health to regen a bit. Core flip coming out for Tomotaco, does get stalled out, but will be able to clear it regardless. Back to Name Chaotic, sending it in the top side. Core flip coming out, pass down to T-Jet, beautiful to bring down that barrier. T-Jet going for the jump strike, not going to be able to land it, but Tomotaco trying to get it back up to Name Chaotic here. The slime is going to get blocked by Sir, but Name Chaotic passing it back down. T-Jet dribbling on the bottom side, brings out the slime. Sir able to block it though, as they can keep up this offense. In the bottom corner, the jump comes out, but Sir still able to guide the core out of their pendulum swing from Name Chaotic. It doesn't quite reach, and Sir once again clears it out, gets it over to Orca Girl, and the core flip will bring down the barrier, as now it's Maul's parents looking to push, but with that KO, oh no, the power play. Sir almost is able to save it with the barrage, but it's just not quite the angle. A second wind will take their second set.
Yep, I was gonna make a joke about them finding a second wind here, but they're the ones that, so I can't really make that. But instead, we're gonna be seeing probably a size awakening come over to this Rasmus here with 2 up. No, the Unstoppable decide to be opt up as well. So instead, so the Juliet cannot find as threatening of dash punches. But Juliet looking pretty good with these awakenings, choosing the heavy impact to make those dash punches even more threatening. I think the Jakar probably gonna opt for this extra special if I have to guess, but I could see a prize fighter. No, the extra special is going to be picked up. So the double size ironically go on the 2 non-Rasmus characters of second win.
I've got this weird love-hate relationship with Unstoppable, where on certain characters, it feels like, you know, you don't really want it because it doesn't really add anything to your gameplay, but you don't want the goalie to have it because you have to do things like impacts to hit them and the core to get it in, like those pendulum swings or maybe a Asher primary. But at the same time, it's like a goalie's best friend because they do want it. So now you have to say, okay, well, do I want something sick or do I just want them to be less annoying when I'm trying to score? And when you're at this level of play with these players, I feel like sometimes it can be a little more forgiving to give up there because you know that you have that teamwork and that coordination because these players are just excellent. However, right now, the only thing excellent was that dash punch and getting almost a kill on T-Jet, but the recovery drone working out a good pickup there. As right now, Name Chaotic is fighting Orca Girl, and Sir, with that flip available, the railgun comes out, but the flip is burned on T-Jet. The strike not quite getting it over there in time for the flip, as right now Aerial Snack trying to take down, with Orca Girl, that top barrier. But right now it goes to T-Jet, back to Name Chaotic. Not quite anything happening there with the barrage. We'll have to see if they can score this point, and with that redirect to the bottom side, this time no Kaz angle here, just a shot into the net.
Yeah, and I think you were talking about Unstoppable. The part of the draft I wanted to talk about though is the missile prop from Kai. I think Kai actually probably could have got the Chakar the missile prop because no one on the side of second when they even wants that missile prop. Juno actually hates missile prop. It can really easily mess you up, and I mean last time I checked, Asher doesn't like it either. So definitely interesting. I say that as the second goal here. But the reason why I wanted to mention it is because it instead forced Aerial Snack to pick that extra special up, which would have probably comboed better with the specialized training from Sir.
And it's looking very solid here for a second win. They have a massive level advantage. They have the core flip on Tomotaco and Name Chaotic, and both barriers down on this match point. Core flip from Tomotaco gets it over to Name Chaotic, and they're just looking to seal it out here. T-Jet passing it back in, taking their time, playing patient. Name Chaotic pushing hard. The pendulum swing is not going to hit the sweet spot. We'll have another chance with the whiplash, and that'll be enough to sink it in and seal the deal. Second wind will take the W, putting them at a nice little 3-4 here. And unfortunately, Maw's parents, no wins in sight.
I believe it was Saya who made the point of just take away the Kazan and your life will be much easier. But right there, even with a couple mistakes, it did feel like that ban just wasn't enough to get them through. And honestly, even though they did lose, they still had some pretty great plays, some good barrages from Sir, some good midfielding from, I believe it was, I'll have to double check. Yeah, it was Aerial Snack on that Drakkar. It would have been nice to get them that missile prop for sure. Maybe that would have helped those midfield scenarios a bit more. And Orca Girl doing a great job, even in those situations where, I believe, like you said, Orca Girl is a EU player, if I remember right. Honestly, even though you're on EU ping, like they still had some good dash punches, like confirming some kills, even though the recovery drone got in the way a couple times. But it was by no means like a poor performance. It was just the other team just played better.
Indeed, I think really nice job. Actually, about that Kazan ban, I do know that the Chikara Legends roster that played against that team banned the Juno out, interestingly enough. The reasoning was because they didn't actually really care about the Kazan, they just didn't want to play against Juno. But they've had success, so I do think you have to ban at least one of those though, because you can't give both like mains their comfort pick, or else it just feels really hard, I feel like, to win.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's our next game going into this next one?
I think it's the IME Enjoyers and Froggy's one over in Pool 1. If I am correct.
Yep.
Yeah, both those teams right now. Froggies are 5-1, IME Enjoyers are 5-2. And Pool 1 is very hotly contested right now between Arc, Animal Style, and Chikara, all who have 5 wins. But Throw Squad from Gex is finished all of their games and are sitting at 7-1 and 21-7 in set score. So any of these 3 organizations need 2 wins somewhere to tie that up. There's only they only have 1 game left apiece, actually. Oh no, I lied. Some Froggies and Chikara Ice have 2 left, but IME Enjoyers only has this one, so they could go 6-2. But Froggies and Chikara Ice have a chance to tie that 7-1 record, which could potentially be huge, depending on how the set score ends up going.
Yeah, it could be. So we're gonna get right into it.
Is this Otten City map like the actual map that we're playing on? Because if so, that's a bit of a jump scare.
I don't think that's in
Yeah,
the
it's not.
pool.
It's not set yet.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, don't get me wrong, I kind of like that map. Well, the Orb Awakenings are gone, but I was not prepared to see that map. Okay, we're going to Atlas Lab. That's fine.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I really like this IME Enjoyers team. Unfortunately, they're not in contention for first place, but I've coached Sawyer. I've seen a lot of Bloody Blossoms gameplay, and I have to slightly favor them in this matchup, but the Froggies roster is also pretty stacked for a Pool 1 roster.
Yeah, and Froggy's set score as well is 16-4. IME Enjoyers 15-8. So Froggy Enjoyers, Froggies they've only dropped 4 sets all night, which is like really, really good. And I mean, they this game can really go either way. I've seen both. Well, I've seen players from Froggies, and I've seen IME Enjoyers plenty of times through OSAS. I think they're both very, very capable teams, very solid rosters. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how this plays out. We're gonna see Mudflap on the mandatory X here, Quad Jacob on the Asher, and Mikola on the Now. Meanwhile, it's the Era Mako X Night Market comp, except on Atlas's lab today. So we'll see how that plays out. It is a primetime Spark of Strength start as well. So, see, I can't see what who took what, but you gotta press tab.
It appears our cameraman is AFK, so I'm gonna yap for a little bit. Let's see if they can be the Frog champs, or if their love of IME will overcome all. As right now, Key Jacob is defending.
Okay, yeah, it is. Yeah, prime time for Key Jacob, Mikola, and the other one. Everyone else took the Spark. But yeah, first point going over to IME Enjoyers here. 22nd gold, not a bad way to start it off at all here. And I mean, you got 2 level 2s, Sawyer and Angel Senpai. Meanwhile, Froggies are still going to be sitting at that level 1 for a bit. You do have a bit of an energy advantage over here as well. And Angel Senpai already making quick work of that 1 barrier. Mudflap looking pretty hurt in that midfield. Will have to get the healing from Mikola, but getting put in jail for it. And both barriers will remain standing. Sawyer on the defense. And Angel Senpai with the core flip going to take out Mudflap there and earn a barrier here off of that strike war against Quad Jacob. Is now receiving the pass from Sawyer. They're looking to advance on this power play, but Quad Jacob is holding it down pretty solidly. Angel Senpai, though, with the dribble, popping the X Maximus. Mikola and Mudflap, though, are able to get in there and make a little push of their own. They'll bring down 1 barrier here. Bloody Blossom, though, on the bottom side is going to get struck war by Mikola, getting it up to Mudflap. The barrier goes down, earns Sawyer's core flip, and sinks it right in as Froggies will fire right back.
So I do want to ask, what we're looking at these team comps. We all know the X era meme, you know, we've all seen that. But the X now, a bit of a deviation from that. I want to ask, do you guys think that that will be something that works in their favor? Perhaps the extra healing to help in the X versus X 1v1 with these ensnare drums, putting damage on them on the defense? Or do you think that the era viability with the extra power and the extra size, as well as the speed to get them around, both characters have speed, but era giving that much more easily and without having to sacrifice anything for themselves? Do you think that will matter, or do you think that that will be a bit of a turning point as far as the champion selected?
I think the double enchanter aspect of the IME Enjoyers comp makes their comp much easier to pilot. Bloody Blossom can switch between core controlling and just pressing the primary button on Mudflap and taking them out of the game, while Sawyer could be the one speed boosting. So their speed up time is crazy, so they're just outpacing Froggies in most of these points.
Unfortunately, our camera has gone down, so we're going to be, some of us are going to be a little bit delayed. I know I'm not in the lobby right now, so forgive me if any points that I make are a little bit behind. But we did just see Angel Senpai get that goal. And so right now, the black hole is available, gets popped, and we'll have to see whether or not they can keep this offense up as a barrier goes down.
Game as well, so I can see this in real time. Both barriers are down as Mudflap pops the X Maximus and goes for the bull rush and just forces it right through Sawyer, tie it up on set point. And already it's been back and forth. Both teams scoring kind of 20-second goals against each other, and this could just be one of those games that's back and forth all the time. Being said, IME Enjoyers does have a decisive energy advantage. They did lose a barrier here, but Angel Senpai looking to pick up one of their own. Core flip coming out. Mikola is very hurt. Has to be kind of careful against his X as Angel Senpai looking for that KO, but Mikola will survive here. The heal going to come out as well off of that now ultimate as Sawyer just dribbling it. Going to get struck over by Mudflap. Forces out the core flip to send it down to Angel Senpai. Fighting this Asher. Popping the X Maximus. The NATO comes out as well, but Quad Jacob is able to clear it out of there. And Mudflap looking a little bit hurt. So is Bloody Blossom, though. The K is going to come out. Mudflap will survive. Get out of there. Core flip from Bloody Blossom to send it back over and reignite this offense. Bringing down the barrier. Mudflap finds a KO onto Bloody Blossom. They're going to pay for that barrier with their lives as Mikola pushing up, trying to force this 2v2 in the goal net and bring down this final barrier on the power play. But IME Enjoyers is just holding so solidly right now. They do have some energy over on the side of Froggies. They might be able to do that, but a shot from Bloody Blossom gets through Mikola and Quad Jacob. The core flip is not popped, and that's just the end of the set. IME Enjoyers will take it.
with this draft coming in too, that is a really painful one to lose is what I would say. If Monumentalist didn't show up, this might have to be a Monumentalist deny by the X here. We'll take the Spark of Leadership solo Spark instead, but the other team getting Monumentalist now for free on a loss does not feel good.
Yeah, that's a very, very strong pickup. It's an absolutely insane power boost. Like, now picking up Monumentalist is a lot more powerful than most strikers picking up any, one single awakening. So to be able to get that on a losing set like that is very good for IME enjoyers, or for Froggies, my bad. The Spark can be nice, for late game scaling potentially. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up going to a set 5, but yeah, that midfield presence suddenly got a lot stronger on the side of Froggies. We'll have to see how they're able to utilize it. They have traded barriers here as it's pushed down into this corner. The cage coming out. Angel Senpai taking a lot of damage as well, but still trying to push this barrier. Will get taken out here as now the power play could potentially begin.
There's a lot of pressure on Bloody Blossom to make a play here, as Mudflap, the core flip's a little bit too far past, and they don't get the barrier. Sawyer with a good core flip to send it away, and now Angle Senpai is absolutely massive, the Among Titans, but with Bloody Blossoms gone and Angle Senpai being chipped down by the Now, this damage might be a little too much by the Froggies for the IME enjoyers to survive. No healing on their team, no Now, as Angle Senpai tries to help out with the defense, but as overtime hits, all barriers are down. Maybe a little bit of a chance for Angle Senpai here.
We'll see. Quad Jacob does have that core flip up in case things get dicey, but Angle Senpai just taking so much damage right now from Mikola as they're trying to work their way across this field and back over in the hands of Mudflap. Mikola's now secondary actually going to find the point there, just dropping it right in the center to sneak it through the defenses of IME enjoyers, as Froggies looking quite strong right now. They have 2 core flips up for the set. Mikola gonna have theirs up shortly as well. That is a huge KO from Angle Senpai though. Bull rush into X Maximus, making the power play, forces out Mudflap's core flip. Still pushing hard, but the barriers will remain standing. Well, the bottom one's gonna go down there, but Quad Jacob will preserve the flip and keep one barrier up till Mikola respawns, and now the offense could continue, or could restart here for the side of Froggies as Mikola throwing it down into this bottom corner. One barrier down against Bloody Blossom, getting up to Mudflap. X Maximus pop to bring down the second one, and now still pushing hard, and Mudflap takes out the goalie. Double kill from Mudflap, and able to sink it right in. Froggies bring it to set point.
I think that one deserves an X lore.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. I thought that IME enjoyers had the hold, but you can't hold if you're off the back of the net. And it's not looking too good at this point either. The damage scaling has really come through. The chip damage from the Monumentalist now doing a lot of work in this game.
Yeah, Quad Jacob has still held on to that core flip. They have not needed to use it defensively at all so far, but it might be used here, and it is burned to get it away from Angel Senpai. Earned the core flip off of the X as well, and now Mikola's core flip also getting burned, but Bloody Blossom is going to be in the midfield to shut that down as the ping pong continues. Mikola able to get it through over to Mudflap, but Sawyer will be there to save it and try and send it back over to the forwards as both teams playing around this black hole. No one popping it yet. They're just kind of sending it around. There it goes, and now the midfield has opened up as both teams have this top barrier. Oh, but a huge KO from Mudflap, a double KO from Mudflap. 2 rounds in a row, and with a core flip up, this might just be it. Flipping it in, just getting it past Angel Senpai. Mudflap, the murderer right now, has taken out the goalie and the midfielder twice in a row.
There is a criminal on the loose in this game. And, we were talking about how the difference in comps where with that Aramaka, you do kind of have that funnel towards the X, make them the star of the show. But right now, Mudflap is the star as they are first pick in this draft. And we'll have to see what they pick up here as they pick up Quick Strikes, a great pick for X, and then now getting a Spark. I believe it was, however, Mudflap who took the Spark of Leadership, did they not?
No, it was the other X, Angel Senpai.
Was it the other? It's a little difficult to tell. The only real outline that I have is the blue outline on the thing. They both have red hair, red glasses. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, but with that Spark Deny from Mikola, that means that Angle Senpai isn't really getting too much. Of course, he'll always take the sides. He'll take the Spark of Strength Leadership. But again, like at this point in the game, it feels like the team of Froggies is still so far ahead.
Yeah, and it looks like Angel Senpai will be able to open up the goal here, but the defense is still on the cage. Coming out from across the world, the aerials from the Mako, just launching it from midfield. Sawyer putting in a huge effort to just allow Angel Senpai to keep it in that goal box and sink it in. That was absolutely devastating, and yeah, that aerials on the Mako, it doesn't seem like much, but it really does add so much value kind of passively just to all of her abilities.
Yeah, the additional speed, the additional range, all stuff that Mako kind of likes just a little bit. But right now, Jacob needs to stop losing these barriers and stop losing these goals, because you picked up Rapid Fire in that previous draft. This Asher needs to be holding it down to let the team of Froggies cook, but unfortunately, in these last 2 points, the IME Enjoyers offense has been too much to handle.
Yeah, and energy is coming up here for both sides as one barrier going down for IME Enjoyers. Mikola trying to make it 2, but it's actually Angel Senpai in the midfield who's able to push it back and get a barrier of their own. Core flip coming out from Mikola, trying to get over to Mudflap. Bloody Blossom bringing out the NATO, trying to interrupt it. Mikola getting put in jail. The core flip from Bloody Blossom to send it back across the screen, back over to the hands of Angel Senpai. Gonna bull rush kind of in the middle of nowhere, but still able to keep the core on Froggy's side of the field, and now Sawyer in the midfield as well to assist in this offense. The X Maximus is popped and the barrier goes down. They're still pushing this corner hard. Core flip coming out from Sawyer to try and send it through, but Mudflap finds another KO onto Sawyer. Gets the barrier and a little pass down to Mikola to secure the point.
Okay, the Froggies still alive in this one, still looking to take this game. But they do have a bit of a road ahead of them, because this resurgence from the IME Enjoyers in the last 2 points has been so strong, as Bloody Blossom sends the core up yet again. One barrier gone immediately, and they're still trying to push forward. Angel Senpai with the dribbles, not quite enough this time though, and they lose a barrier on the other side.
These KOs that Mudflap's been getting onto the goalies pretty consistently have been absolutely wild, especially considering he's been able to score on every single one of them. This core flip is going to come out from Angel Senpai here, but the barrier will remain standing even through the cage from Sawyer. The storm from Bloody Blossom actually just saved the barrier there, but it's fine because they brought it down anyway and opened up the goal. As now Angel Senpai walking up looking to fight this Asher, but it's Mudflap who gets control of the core and brings down a barrier for Froggies here. Going to get shrunk and will not find the KO on Angel Senpai, but Mikola is still pushing up here and try and get it down to a place that's doable. And Angel Senpai getting launched off the map by that bell ringer right there. Mudflap gonna have so many KOs after this. Core flip from Sawyer to send it across, but Jacob sending it right back in. Now core flip from Mikola into the bottom side. Mudflap can't quite get it through though, as Angel Senpai is back online in overtime now. Cage gonna come out, but not gonna be doing too much on the defense. Jacob trying to get it back over to Mudflap. Sawyer able to clear it up, but Mikola in the midfield intercepts it and sends it back to Mudflap, who's able to find the top of the net and tie it up on set point. And this has just been back and forth and back and forth.
Would like to highlight Sawyer's defense there. Lost it at the very end, but was doing a lot of very good things, right? Stuff that you would not expect from a Pool 1 goalie. Hit stunning the opposing X instead of going for the core with the primary, continuing to make those saves. And if they can do a similar performance and the offense can come online for the IME Enjoyers, they're the ones who could be on the winning side here.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the closer games we've seen tonight. But Angel Senpai pulling a Mudflap and getting the KO onto the goalie now, as IME Enjoyers look to push up the field, but Mudflap's goalie arc kicking in right there, holding it down with Mikola. However, Angel Senpai will be able to get it through right as Jacob respawns, unfortunately. Froggy's goal is open. The black hole pops and Angel Senpai almost getting launched, getting saved by the corner there. The barrier is still up. Mikola does have a core flip though, burns it here, sends it to the top side, but Sawyer able to hold it down. Mudflap pushing up, looking for a strike war, but Sawyer able to get it back over to Angel Senpai, who's just going to cook a bit and find a shot into the bottom side and take the set for IME Enjoyers.
They can be your angle or your devil as they score that point. In this draft, we have to see now Era as the MVP, potentially picking up maybe like some fight or flight or explosive entrance or twin drive for those extra dashes. But the heavy impact on now could be very scary if it gets to them.
Yeah, it's a hard choice, right? Choosing to deny away the heavy impact here, and the fight or flight not taken. Wait a second, this draft is suddenly insanely good for the I Mean Joyers because you have to deny that spark of focus away from the leadership. So Heavy Impact and Fighter Flight are just great choices. We'll have to see if that team player can do something. And Deadeye, the pickup for Mudflap. That's interesting because I'm pretty sure the very edge of the Bell Ringer does proc Deadeye. So
I think you need one size item for it to do that, but it works on Bull Rush.
Okay.
Because it goes from where you started it.
Could have picked the explosive entrance, which is what I expected, but that Deadeye, if it comes into play, it could be huge.
Yeah, that would be very, very interesting. I mean, Deadeye X, like it does technically work if you do it right, but right there, I think that was actually, I think that was Mudflap with the Bull Rush who actually took down the opposition's X right there. But starting this power play, you do have an open goal. Mudflap has a core flip up, though. Going to burn it here. Mikola able to catch it off the rebound and bring down the barriers. Bloody Blossom taking an absolute beating right now. Mudflap as well, not looking too healthy. Mudflap going for the KO, but can't quite find it. Sawyer pushing up, burning the core flip here, getting it down. But Mikola's core flip is going to catch it, get it right over to Mudflap, who can sink it right in and put Froggies first on the board in this set.
Bit unfortunate there. Got a little baited by that core flip. Right, used it. Probably should have run back, but wanted to use it in front of all of that pressure and left the goal wide open. And although that happened, the I Mean Joyers showing no signs of slowing down, pushing the core up, but the defense is so good from Mikola on that bottom side, and Mudflap capitalizes to create a power play.
Yeah, now in this 2v3 scenario, Jacob has a barrier up to can afford to play a little bit more up in the midfield here, but they are not going to be able to get too much off of that. They are going to be doing a lot of damage to Angle Senpai, but Mudflap will also take a fair bit of damage. Mikola with the heals, though. Going to get him right back up to being healthy, and they bring down that one barrier, and that was Mudflap launched it down into Angle Senpai's Bell Ringer and forced it to get launched backwards.
Really, really great heads-up play by Mudflap, creating a scoring opportunity out of nowhere. And now Angle Senpai is almost dead. A good nado by Bloody Blossom will buy a lot of space, though, and make the situation fine for the I Mean Joyers as they push up. Angle Senpai trying to push it forward. A flip from Jacob, though, will send it away as Angle Senpai staggered, but not out of it just yet. Will take one barrier, looking for two, and looking to stay alive here as Mudflap goes for a dash, but might have been a little too ambitious as it's looking pretty solid for the I Mean Joyers in this important point.
Yeah, this could be very important to get them off, or to bring them to a set 5. And another KO from Mudflap as both barriers also able to fall. Jacob sending it right back in there. Core flip coming out from Mikola, going for the shot. Sawyer will block that one, but Jacob sending it right back in. Will survive the storm as well, getting it over to Mudflap. The X Maximus pop, but a core flip from Sawyer will get it out of there and allow the forwards to respawn as they're looking to make an offensive push of their own now. I Mean Joyce pushing this top side with the X Maximus. The barrier not going down, though. Jacob able to hold it. The storm, though, is going to be enough to push it in and open up both goals as we enter overtime. Bloody Blossom and Angle Senpai trying to fight, but Mudflap has a core flip up, burning it here, going for the bull rush. Doesn't get the point, but gets the KO on Sawyer, and Mikola just going to send it right back in and allow the point to be scored, the set to be taken. And Mudflap's goalie KOs is at like 5 right now.
Mudflap taking those wings and flying, getting the mud off of them, flapping away as they killed that goalie so many times, making so many opportunities for their team. Right now is rewarded with first pick in this draft. Yet again, we see the specialized training. The goalie might need to take cover. It's looking a little dangerous out here as this X is looking for more kills to rack up to the pile.
Yeah, that's very, very scary on the X. The knockback, the hit stun, the damage. It's that's a great pickup for Froggies right here. Everything else, they do get 1-2 over on Angle Senpai. We'll see how that ends up going. They got hot shot on the Asher, recovery drone on the Now. Nothing too insane all around. Bloody Blossom got the stagger swagger, so that's nice. But yeah, that spec training is really the highlight here, and we'll see how it gets utilized. It is one barrier to one barrier right now as Jacob fighting Angle Senpai. They will clear it out, get it over to Mudflap, but Sawyer is going to win that strike war. Send it right back to the forwards and open up Froggy's side of the field. Bloody Blossom trying to get it back over to the X here, off the black hole, dribbling on the bottom side, looking for this top side, but Jacob with the primary will be able to save it. Try to get back over to Mikola here, fighting Bloody Blossom, passing up to Mudflap, back down to Mikola, and fighting Bloody Blossom once again, but it's just going to get sent kind of around the world. Sawyer is trying to get it out of this corner. Both neither team able to make too much progress here. Mudflap going for the bow rush, but it's a little bit too late, unfortunately. Angle Senpai with the X Maximus could be dangerous in this top corner. The Storm coming out as well. Nice core flip from Jacob to save it out of the Era Storm and get it back over to Mudflap.
Great save by Jacob, keeping the point alive, and Sawyer's continuing to send the core up, and the empowered strike is just enough to clear it away from the barrier. With this barrier being maintained, this is huge for the IME Enjoyers. They need to make something happen here. They continue to maintain the barrier, and it just goes around the barrier. Mudflap with a flip, trying to get it through, but it's blocked away again by the side of the IME Enjoyers. This defense is holding. Finally, it falls though, and Mudflap has a chance, but is so incredibly low. Does pick up the healing though, and now the IME Enjoyers have to worry a little bit because Mudflap's in position, almost gets to the top side, interrupted by the NATO, but a flip by Angle Senpai will be perfect there to send the first point in this final set.
Now IME Enjoyers up by 1. This is an absolute nail-biter of a game, and ARC need to win this if they want a chance to tie up Gex's standing in this Pool 1. They have to get 7 wins to tie it, and depending on the set score, of course, to actually win it and take that point for ARC, who are looking very strong in the standings overall right now. But this being said, it's 1 barrier to 1 barrier. Angle Senpai going to change that right now as IME Enjoyers open up the goal, and Bloody Blossom working their way up the field, trying to get it to Angle Senpai, but just eating every ability in the game. Froggies have just converged on this X right now. They're saying, do not let this guy touch the core. It doesn't matter because the X Maximus is going to find it through all 3 members of Froggies and bring IME Enjoyers to match point.
That's the real X lore right there. When he's staggered, when he's outnumbered, Angle Senpai continues striking and wins the interactions. And once again, Angle Senpai approaches the bottom barrier, the top barrier. All of this speed from the team has finally come into play. Sawyer walking up to the midfield line. The proactive goal he plays will lose 1 barrier, but they're looking for the second.
Cage coming out, Mikola getting taken out there for a few seconds, but Sawyer also maintaining that core flip, very important. Both goalies actually, but it goes around the backside of Froggy's barrier, and it's an open net. Bloody Blossom has a core flip, burning it here. Angles up by getting taken out. Core flip from Jacob is going to save it and try and capitalize on this power play here to bring down the barrier, but Jacob has to be so careful. Even one mistake and it's all over. Core flip from Sawyer is blocked by Mikola as Angle Senpai comes back online though. The bell ringer hits it and off the rebound. Angle Senpai finds it into the bottom. IME Enjoyers take the game and knock out ARC's chances of taking Pool 1.
I guess that's why they're called Angle Senpai. That bounce to dribble it back down to the bottom side was excellent by them. But the game does end. The stats, we'll get to see those in just a moment. But honestly, Mudflap put on an amazing performance. But Angle Senpai at the end there really was just dominating the offense for them.
Yeah, Mudflap had 12 KOs, but it wasn't enough in the end. Angle Senpai with the core control all around the map, continuing to strike with all the speed provided by the entire team of IME Enjoyers was enough to take it.
What a game that was. Froggy still has 1 more match to go against Jakara Ice, but with that loss, they unfortunately are not going to be able to take Pool 1. Jakara Ice, though, still has a chance if they can beat Coco Root and Froggies later. But yeah, Doe Squad's looking very, very good. But yeah, that was a really epic game, and you know, I don't mean to brag or nothing, but that Mudflap guy, yeah, he used to be my forward for a tournament. That one time.
Not to brag or anything, but I coached Sawyer. I raised that guy.
Not to brag for them, but I suppose that's why they're in there winning these games, and we're in here in the commentating booth. Anyways, what match do we have up next?
We're heading on over to Pool 5. Platinum exclusive, who are currently 6-0, are trying to win it all here. And Team Arc Ascended 4-2. They want to end their chances now.
Ooh, this could be an absolute heater of a match. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 6-0. Platinum exclusive. They're I mean, they're trying to make the undefeated NASA run kind of repeat almost here. This is absolutely crazy, but Last Call does have a chance to come back. Oh no, yes, actually, if Last Call wins against Chikara, and Platinum Exclusive loses here, and to Statesman, which that isn't likely, but if they lose here, and they somehow lose to Statesman Isn't Dead, Seraphim could take Pool 5, but it's looking like Platinum Exclusive has a very, very good chance of taking it regardless of this outcome. However, Team Arc could also bring up 6-2 and end up getting second place, so it could be a big game for them.
And also, speaking of, I think quite a few players are meeting up with each other in real life in California at the Guild House, and Fudgy Waffles has sent a video, but I won't be opening that one.
That one's not safe for the public, is that right?
It's probably safe, but my computer is not doing so well at the moment.
I'm seeing the video. I see my giant profile picture on a freaking projector. It's beautiful.
So like, what is this, like a bar or something? Because this is sick.
It's like one of those bar land center things.
We don't have those in the good old South where I'm from, so unfortunately that's a little unfamiliar to me.
Wait, I opened the video, it goes so crazy. You could see the Lego Mage lit up.
Yeah.
No, I know, I can see it. I just don't have them around here.
Yeah, that was a complete tangent. But
Alright.
this is going to be a good game for sure because these rosters are stacked. Of course, we know who's on Platinum Exclusive. Fudgy Waffles, Drew, and Vaga. Team Arc Ascended, though, drop Leto, 3Z, Breezy, Gumi, I, Katsuna, and Forgot. I don't know which combination of three is playing, but 3 out of 6 Nassau players.
Alright, I'm looking at the update Max posted a little while ago. Yeah, Pool 1 looking like the Gex sweep. Pool 2, Animal is winning, but OS University and PLX are pretty close behind. Arc has a pretty strong lead in Pool 3. Pool 4 is kind of between Chikara, PLX, and Arc as well. And then Pool 5 is currently looking like PLX, unless, like we said earlier, the weird results of the Statesman game, Last Call, and Arc games, depending on how they could go.
Interesting. Okay, so there's a lot that hinges on a lot of things. Pool 1 is the Gex Sweep. Okay. Interesting. So right now, the team that has the best chances at winning multiple pools is PLX.
Yeah, they could potentially win 3 pools. Pools 2, 4, and 5.
Ooh. Yeah, that's very interesting. Chikara and PLX. But it's confusing me a little. Chikara PLX will... Pool 4? Wait, Max, are you sure about Pool 4?
Something changed in Pool 4 since that post
I think
was
it's
made,
Arc, not PLX. So Arc is actually the team that's
actually
ahead. Yeah.
In Pool 4, actually Chikara is 7-0 in Pool 4. Arc is 6-0 and not far behind. So it's
Arc
either way.
Arc is in a very good spot right now.
Yeah, Arc is looking quite strong. PLX is looking quite strong. And Chikara, I think, is looking good, but I don't think they're in first place contention anymore. I think it's Arc and PLX that are battling it out, really. Let's see, I'm gonna go through this. PLX has Pool 5, pretty much. Pool 4. is Arc. 3 is Arc. 2 is PLX. And pool 1 is Gex. Actually, no, this could go a couple of ways, actually. Yeah, Gex taking pool 1 is actually kind of big because of how hotly contested pool 4 is between Arc and Chikara.
Mm-hmm.
So this could go actually to either Platinum exclusive Arc. Yeah, or Arc, I think. Like, yeah, we're gonna have to. I think we have to wait for the final result to actually make the call on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Arc, Blinkplonk, and Chikara Legends are on a collision course. One is 7-0, one is 6-1, but the team that wins that matchup will most likely be first.
Yeah. Yeah, the Arc Chikara game. Well, I guess that doesn't matter in pool 1 because Gex already took it. Yeah, this is gonna be an important game right here that we're about to see. This has huge bearings in the standings to come.
Yeah, we're gonna have two bangers back to back. We're gonna watch Platinum Exclusive versus Team Arc Ascended, and then Blinkplonk versus Chikara Legends. We will make Chikara Legends and Blinkplonk wait an entire game though, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Take a look at these rosters here as well. Team Arc Ascended. See, we already got 3Z Breezy. We got Dropletto on that team. Got Gumi, got Katsuna, got Forgot. So we'll see who they're bringing in today. But Platinum exclusive, we got Vaga, Fudgy Waffles, and Drew, the OG NASA team, versus Team Arc Ascended. And this could be an absolute heater right now, as Platinum exclusive are 6-0 in the Pool 5 uncapped bracket, which is pretty wild, considering some of the teams that are in here.
I feel like it's a bit of a rare sighting to see Platinum exclusive with an actually exclusive roster this time. Just 3 players on the team. I'm used to them swapping some things around every now and again. But honestly, all 3 of these players fantastic. We'll have to see if another Drew-esque performance that was said comes out as we wait for the other side to load into this game. But do we have any idea of what map they're looking to pick or anything like that?
We're heading to Taiko Temple, and Team Arc Ascended is arguing about who will be in the goalie role.
Oh yeah.
But
An excellent way to start.
They have 3 players here, 3Z Breezy, and Gumi, and I think optimally Gumi would be in the goalie slot, but you never know.
It would be funny to see the I've been jump scared by the 2 a.m. Gumi forward. It was pretty funny. So and it looks like with them all readied up, it looks like that might be what we get. Nope, they're switching around.
Oh.
I'm not sure what they're doing, actually, so I'm not going to say anything regarding who their goalie will be, but either way, this is looking to be a heater, as it does seem like Gumi has landed on the goalie spot. ultimately. Everyone seems to be ready up, and we are loading in. Team Arc Ascended versus Platinum Exclusive. Oh,
Gumi disagrees.
okay, never mind.
What's happening?
See if that's real or if that just is fake.
I don't
but
think Gumi made it into the lobby.
yeah, it does not
No,
seem to be
Gumi
loading.
definitely made it into the lobby. They just left before we loaded in. So, really just not interested in playing the goalie role there.
I may have to wait just a moment while this gets worked out.
Okay, Gumi's lobby was apparently bugged.
Ah.
While we're waiting, though, who remembers the good old days of the loading bug? Anyone else?
Oh,
Oh,
no. The good old
Also-
days of the loading bug without custom lobbies existing.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I have gotten an updated standing from Max, and yes, it is most likely PLX or Arc. Pool 1 has Gex as the definitive winners. Pool 1 is over. Gex won Pool 1. Pool 2 is between Animal Style and PLX. They are the contention for Pool 2. Pool 3 is Arc has a strong lead. Chikara can win if Arc loses their next 2 games, but it's looking like Arc. And then Pool 4 is between the Chikara and Arc deciding match, but Arc can't drop any sets. If Arc drops sets during that game, Chikara wins Pool 4. And Pool 5 is PLX strongly leading, but Last Call is pretty close behind. So that's what it's looking like. PLX is in the lead in 2 pools, and Arc, PLX and Arc are both contending against other teams that are not each other in different pools. Arc is trying to take pools 3 and 4, and PLX is trying to take 2 and 5.
That's pretty hype, I gotta say, for all of this to pan out. And it is actually I on the goalie role here. Normally a midfielder is playing goalie on this Taiko Temple game, as 3Z Breezy's locking to Dubu and Gumi, maybe a bit inspired by the Plats and the Diamonds, is locking in the Vice on Taiko.
Oh yeah. We see a Kazan pick coming out as well from Platinum Exclusive. It is that 1-2 punch chrono boost start, so this could potentially be a pretty high damage game. I mean, just looking at, we got the Finnies and Taro Vice Demon Days combo coming out from the side of Team Arc Ascended on Taiko Temple today, and the Estelle, now Kazan, over on Platinum Exclusive. This could be, oh my gosh, this could be a massively high lethality game, and Vaga on the boots. Now the only one who took Chrono Boost. Everyone else is going that full 1-2 punch as we get into this first set.
For sure. The Bite Breaker's looking a little strange this season with no Aimi having the Vice, like you said. But right now, Theezy Breezy is the one in control of the core, trying to get it into this pocket while Gumi covers the top clear. But Drew, with a great crooked leverage, gets that up and now into the pocket of their own. The Finial not quite able to hold it down as now the card comes and takes the other one. A little bit of an awkwardness there with 3Z Breezy picking up the core, trying to salvage the situation as both barriers are up for Vaga. We'll have to see how they defend. But with the jump in from Gumi, the first one goes down, but now you have Drew in a 1v1 situation. Scary thing to see. But with the Vice ult coming out, a good strike to keep it away, but it just goes back into the hands of Fudgy Waffles as they can't seem to get it out. Drew at no HP, but with a dream, does not go down once more. They just can't get it out of this half.
They finally do.
Oh my god. I was going to say, that was the world's longest ping pong between Fudgy Waffles and I in the top corner, while the rest of the team was just fighting Drew at the bottom side. And they were still able to hold it down that entire time. It was that was pretty wild to see.
And I is doing a lot of really nice things with this Finny goalie, faking out a lot of the offense, and a KO found with the flip at the very end. The barrier goes down, Vaga doesn't expend the core flip, and with another KO coming through, this damage is getting overwhelming, and Vaga's core flip is just reacted to by 3Z Breezy. That could have been dangerous for Team Arc Ascended, but they say no.
Yeah, this Team Arc Ascended taking the first point in a pretty long set. All things considered, I mean, you know, we were expecting this to be kind of a heater, and I from that round alone, I think it's already looking that way. 3Z Breezy and Drew taking a fair bit of damage here as 3Z getting bounced around the world, still going, but manages to survive, hit 5 bumpers there, and gets taken out there by Drew. Finally, just I and Goomy left as Goomy forcing it through Fudgy Waffles, getting 1 barrier, bringing out the Supernova, looking for more, but now it's I's turn to take some punishment from Drew as a health bar on the Finny is just absolutely melting away. 3Z Breezy back online, both barriers still standing tall here as Platinum Exclusive trying to make their push, but Team Arc Ascended looking to push back now as 3Z Breezy brings down the barrier. Fudgy Waffles is quite hurt, but gets the core back over to Drew. Gets a barrier of their own here, but just trying to stay alive. Fudgy Waffles in this midfield has to contend with all these damage characters on the team, on the side of Team Arc Ascended, as Goomy pushing up. The thorns coming out from Fudgy Waffles, trying to get it back over to Drew. The primary as well, and the Kazan special from Drew will be enough to bring down that barrier. Goomy jumping in, bringing out the Supernova, sends it back to I, gets it through Drew, and is able to clear it out. Back over to Goomy and 3Z Breezy, but it's going to get sent around the world, and it's back to I to try and find a way to clear it out. A nice pass down to a 3Z Breezy here as they're looking to make this push down in the bottom corner. The Zen ult coming out, has the core flip up, uses it to find the KO, but it gets sent backwards off of the... What was that? I think it was a now secondary. Sent it backwards as Platinum Exclusive will take a point in return.
You talked about Fudgy taking a lot of damage, but don't underestimate the damage that Estelle can put out in situations like these, where when you're in these tight spots and Estelle has all of these abilities that can hit the core and you at the same time, they definitely could stack up some damages. Right now, Drew is trying to stack up the offense, but Goomy with the flip, dangerous situation, but it doesn't make it through.
Now with the KO onto Fudgy Waffles, the situation gets so scary. But with the barrier taken on the other side, Drew can do some magic here. Has done so much magic in these recent tournaments. I think Drew's been one of the most performing brawlers in tournament in like the past 4. So we'll see if Platinum Exclusive can continue their streak of success here as they slip the core right by, but it dodges the barrier, and Team Arc Ascended continues to stay alive in this point.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to survive through the power play, but Drew will be able to bring down the barrier, and with Vaga having a core up pushed up that far, it could be dangerous. Drew has taken a fair bit of damage here. 3Z looking for the KO, but as members of Team Arc Ascended try to hold it down off the Zen ult. Will find it if you go into overtime. Core flip coming out from Vaga, sending it right into the bottom. A shot from midfield. The goalie will find the point for Platinum Exclusive and bring them to set points.
Is that now the second goal that Vaga has scored for their team? The first one in a life or death situation, and that one with just a core flip taking the open space that's available to them. Right now we do have that Fenny ult, not able to close up the lane. Goomy paying a little bit of those taxes. You know, we are pretty close to April. You might need to get those done. Goomy paying his to survive. But right now, 3Z Breezy just can't get it past the hands of Fudgy Waffles. The core going into the middle, bouncing down into the now Dorito, but a good strike war to keep it out. As right now, Vaga is in possession, takes it to Goomy. 3Z Breezy almost sending it towards their own net. I missing the strike. Drew giving a second chance with that crooked leverage and just sending it straight past the two of them. As right now, they do win this set 3-1.
They want to lock it in. Platinum Exclusive, if they win here, they take sole control of that first place spot without any possibility of dropping in. And with this draft, it could get a little bit interesting. The Stagger Swagger, I think, a huge option here, and picked up immediately by Fudgy Waffles, shutting down a lot of the damage offense for that core control Estelle.
Fighter Flight going over to this Kazan could be a very, very solid pickup. Having more of those secondaries, having that extra speed. Twin Drive over to the side of 3Z Breezy. No dash enhancers coming out just yet, but it could be good to set up later. Prize Fighter as well onto Goomy. Some big damage potentially coming out from both sides, but the Stagger Swagger and the Fighter Flight are very solid pickups on the side of Platinum Exclusive just to stay alive a bit longer. And already, both barriers coming down as Platinum Exclusive making this offense happen. Vaga pushing up to the midfield as well, keeping the score on the side of Arc Ascended, and Drew with the hook, able to get it through, forcing it up to this top side. I able to save it with a primary here, but now Drew dribbling once again in the bottom. Fudgy Waffles pushing up as well. Vaga versus 3Z Breezy on the bottom. 3Z Breezy able to win the interaction and bring down the barrier as Arc looking for more. 3Z Breezy passing over to Goomy, trying to get it into this top corner. This Vice Secondary going to come out, but Fudgy Waffles and Vaga able to hold it down for now. They need to clear it off of their side of the field and get it back over to Drew, though, and with that little blink, they will be able to. The Supernova coming out from Goomy is going to put Drew on a bit of life support as they're trying to stay alive. Team Arc Ascended continuing to push, but the barrier will not go down. 3Z Breezy has a core flip up. They may need to just use that at some point to secure this thing. Right now, going for it, will bring it down off of that barrier, not getting it back up to Gumi. The Vice Primaries are going to overtime, but Drew with the hook will take out 3Z Breezy. And Gumi has a core flip up, but Platinum Exclusive are pushing up hard. Drew is in this goal box, unable to find a good angle on that Kazan special. Gonna have another chance here, hooking it back up, and with a little help from Fudgy Waffles, we'll be able to secure it in and earn Gumi's core flip to boot. So that's quite nice for Platinum Exclusive.
Drew is nearing death a few times, but importantly with that Stagger Swagger pickup, Fudgy Waffles is nowhere near death, can survive basically forever, and with 2 barriers instantly going down, this is huge as Platinum Exclusive take a 7-second point. 2-0 up in this set, looking to make it 2-0 in sets. Our Platinum Exclusive, they are not slowing down.
This is absolutely wild to watch. Platinum Exclusive trying to mimic their insane NASA run here, and they are just looking so strong in going totally undefeated in a pool of, NASL teams. And I mean, they're showing it right here. Vaga has a core flip up. They have 1 barrier down as they're just looking for more on this set point. Fudgy Waffles and Drew pushing from this top side. All 3 members of Arc Ascended on the defense, but it's going to go down to the now primary core flip from Vaga. Going to bounce it around, sending it right to Drew. Sinks it into the top, and Platinum Exclusive takes another set.
This Drew fella, every time I watch him, I just think to myself, man, I'm so glad I'm not a goalie. But right now, they are first pick in this draft as we see potentially rapid fire going to them, or maybe some size or even a spark to get that started. It is the rapid fire. And now with Zentara, we'll have to see what they pick up. One thing to consider, though, there is this Monumentalist in the draft. If the Finny doesn't pick that, it could be a bad time for them.
Yeah, the Monumentalist taken away, and interestingly, Gumi not going for the Deadeye, going for the Hot Shot instead. I think they're pivoting away from the damage win condition. They're going for more core control, just a tiny bit, to try and win this game.
Oh, just noted, Gumi hit the let me defend as now I has gone to the midfield. Gumi taking that hot shot perhaps as a way, sort of like team player, to just keep the core out. But right now, as they do have this power play, we need to see whether or not Drew can get it through. But with good midfielding by I, the extra defense really showing up. Right now, 3Z Breezy is back. We'll have to see if they can make some clean cuts.
And I looking a little bit hurt over on Platinum Exclusive side of the field, just trying to play the life a little bit. Gumi being patient, trying to get it through. Fudgy Waffles almost got the barrier off that Estelle primary, but Gumi was able to get it out of there and send it up into the top. 3Z Breezy bringing out the Zen ult, trying to get the barrier, but Vaga is able to hold it down. The Finny ult from Iga to send it right back into this bottom corner, though. Going for the strike board, but Vaga wins those and is able to clear it out. And now Fudgy Waffles, the one pushing from the top side, trying to get it past Gumi with his help from Drew. The long strike from Kazan will open up Arc Ascended's barrier, but 3Z Breezy going to fire in return. Both goals open now as Drew in the top side looking for the shot through the middle. Will be able to find it as Platinum Exclusive continue their unstoppable reign of terror in this game.
2 points now sit between them and winning this this pool for almost certain. Like, it's already almost certain, right? But they want to lock it in, and with Gumi sending it down with 3Z Breezy so low, we need to see if 3Z Breezy can make some magic happen here. But a great save by Vaga, a great strike timing, means it's just so difficult for Team Arc Ascended to make it all the way through. Continuing to save away from that barrier. 3Z Breezy can't get there, and the barrier on the other side is taken.
And they have 3 core flips up. 3Z Breezy gonna burn his right there to try and go for that barrier. I also burning it and getting it back up to 3Z Breezy. They will be able to score a point here, but Team Arc Ascended is gonna need so much more to bring this game back. Platinum Exclusive is just 2 goals away from taking the coveted and hotly contested Pool 5 of unrestricted players. As we go into this next set, Gumi still has the core flip up. They're able to earn 1 barrier here. Fudgy Waffles, though, looking for a barrier of his own in this top corner. Is going to be trying to get it out, trying to get back over to the forwards. But Vaga and Fudgy Waffles sending it back in. Core flip from Gumi is going to get blocked by Drew and earn a barrier here as well. 3Z Breezy going to fire back with a barrier of his own, though. Sending it all the way back around is going to trade barriers as both goals open once again. Drew is staggered, but maybe looking for more. 3Z Breezy, though, with the twin drive, is going to be able to find the KO, make it a 2v3 power play, sending it down to the bottom side where he and I can do something. And with Zen primary, it's going to be enough to Team Arc Ascended to bring it to set point and maybe have a chance to come back in this one.
You know, it's normally Drew we see having the good performance on Zentara, but right there, 3Z Breezy say, hey, I can play this character too, don't you worry. As right now, it is I who's actually going for the barrier, as 3Z Breezy taking a little bit of space and just making sure that that top clear isn't available for the enemy team. Right now, Fudgy trying to make a play, but that triangle from Vaga able to keep up the offense, keep it in their half, as Vaga does have the flip on defense, but the energy is looking a little low for the side of Arc, other than on 3Z Breezy who has a flip, and now I has a flip of their own. The energy has just shot back up. I lied.
Go some energy up, core flip from 3Z Breezy, bring down the barrier and earn Vaga's core flip. Core flip from I is going to get blocked though, as Platinum Exclusive is going to earn a barrier of their own. They still need to bring down another one to try and open this goal up. 3Z Breezy has to retreat a bit and get that orb, try and stay alive. And now the core just kind of floating in no man's land for just a moment there before Gumi can try and send it back up to the forwards. 3Z Breezy with a nice strike war win against Fudgy Waffles will be able to find the shot into the bottom and take a set for Team Arc Ascended. And depending how this draft goes, they could just find a way to bring this game back.
For sure, but for now, we are back in the draft as Zentaro was first pick here. The heavy impact going to them, a excellent pickup for them. But right now, Fudgy Waffles with a spark already could be looking at that second spark, as I also potentially looking for it. So a good deny and a good pickup, as now I has to figure out what they're going to pick. Now getting that Timeless Creator, it's not quite Monumentalist, but it certainly does help Primetime going to Vice. As now the recovery drone is actually pick up for I, helping them get a little bit extra midfielding with that size, but more importantly, keeping them alive in those situations where maybe a top spin could accidentally kill them, or a weird bounce off the drum that they maybe weren't expecting could get the kill.
Yeah, now going into this set, nothing too crazy off kickoff, but Drew taking so much damage here as 3Z looking for the kill. Drew able to survive for now, but having to run around on enemy territory just to play his life a bit. It's going to get bounced off the center by Gumi and get taken out here. Fudgy Waffles and Vaga going to have to hold down in this 2v3. They will earn one barrier here. They will earn two as Gumi sends it back into the now primary, and the goal is open. Team Arc Ascended will earn one barrier here of their own. They're looking for more, but fighting Drew. A very dangerous situation. Drew was almost able to get out of that Finny ult, but Team Arc Ascended were able to hold. However, not there, as Drew is going to cut that little cross bounce there right in the middle with the Kazan dash and put Platinum Exclusive first on the board.
A little bit of a jump scare there, reminiscent of almost like a Juno jump, where you think this open space is safe, and suddenly it is very much so not. But right now, Fudgy Waffles is not safe, having that damage debuff on them, but not getting too much damage taken, as right now they're just trying to get some energy. They do have that extra stagger from the Spark of Stagger, so that will help them out and survive in these situations. But right now, Vaga is trying to survive on this defense, but both barriers go down, and a flip off the drum maintains possession, as right now 3Z just tries to get in there. The flip does have to come out from Vaga, almost sends it back into 3Z's hands. But right now, they are just trying to survive against this core flip, as a great pass to them, but no confirmation there, as Drew is now the one trying to confirm this barrier. I'll have to see if Gumi uses that flip. They do not. The Queen Cuts come through. Drew staggered, bounced away, and now they are in the blast zone, as the energy is low, but the opportunities are also low, as the net goes into the core goes into their own net, as Vaga walks up, getting, I believe, their third at least goal for their team, even as the goalie.
Very nice. Now second. Oh, sorry, my bad. I would say it's a very nice secondary for Vaga there. Those goalie goals have been quite impressive coming off of that now.
And as Platinum Exclusive push up as a unit, a flip available for Fudgy Waffles. One pass is all they need to close out this game, and Vaga wins a casual strike war. Gumi's Supernova is actually nullified by his own Thunderstruck, as Fudgy Waffles once again lurking, looking for the core flip into center. Was blocked away by 3Z Breezy as Vaga continues to defend, but 3Z trying to catch anything in this midfield, and Fudgy Waffles almost own barriering, but it's not quite enough. Drew low but not out of the play just yet, surviving with the elusive from the Manning Descent, and a great special from I, the big finish, saving it away for now.
Feels like Drew is doing a little bit of mind control there, as they were very low, but now they're back to full health. And now we'll have to see if this offense can take this barrier with a flip available, but that Dorito just really getting in the way.
He does have that flip, but that was a dangerous little push there. The flip is going to come out, but it will get stalled out as we go into overtime. Fudgy Waffles trying to get it back up to Drew, but 3Z Breezy is in the way. The Finny coming out as well from I will secure the barrier. Core flip coming out from 3Z Breezy gets stalled out, but baits the core flip from Vagas. Both goals open now deep in this overtime. This could go either way. One mess up, and there it is. 3Z Breezy will find the bounce off of the Zentaro primary to send it into the top side, put Team Arc onto the board, hold out for a little bit longer, try and keep Platinum Exclusive from taking this game, but it's still match point. They just need one to take the whole dang pool.
Looking for something in this bottom side. Platinum Exclusive want to win this as soon as possible, but their chances might be slipping away, might be going to another 0.5 because I has a lot of meter available. 3Z Breezy is always in there, and a save attempt is so solid from Vaga, but the angle is not quite there. We're heading to another 0.5.
You know, we'll have to see if, much like the Arc, only two is allowed for them, as they might mount this 3-0 recovery. But right now, they just have to survive this 1 point. I, trying to survive against that topspin, has to burn the flip, but now Drew is the one that is struggling as the Supernova comes out, staggers them. But they are rapidly healing here, even without Stagger Swagger, just picking up a couple orbs, just able to get back into the fray. Now it is I who is damaged. Vago with some excellent saves with the help of Fudgy Waffles. I actually has to burn the recovery drone there, as they're just taking so much damage. But now it is back to Drew being the one on the chopping block. As with that Finny debuff, it is so easy to take damage, but it is actually Finny who goes down. No debuff needed, just raw damage output. But Drew getting knocked back by that flip. The possession of the core is really just ping-ponging back and forth, not necessarily between the players, but between the teams, each side getting good opportunities. And right now, 3Z Breezy making an opportunity for his team with that flip, gets it through two people. The bounce by I off of that drum with the big finish was excellent.
Arc are doing it. They are completing the reverse sweep, sending it into a set 5. Gumi, the MVP, Spark of Leadership, is on the board here. Gumi unfortunately does not have any sparks, but it does deny Fudgy Waffles with the 2 sparks from getting it. He will, however, probably get the Spark of Agility, so that is a triple spark Estelle here, which could be a bit dangerous. Spec Training, though, is still on the board. Explosive Entrance going to get picked up by the Now. Will deny the Zentaro taking that. Kazan, not too many options. Going to have to go for the Unstoppable as Spec Training is picked up by the Finny. But Quick Strikes on 3Z Breezy, not too bad. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But this is for all the marbles. One more set to end it all, decide it all. PLX either takes it here or Arc have another chance. I don't think Arc actually have another chance. I think Last Call actually have a chance to take Pool 5.
Well, the only chance they're worried about is the one in this game, as they are trying to mount this offense. 3Z Breezy getting in there, getting the barrier. You know, the top spin kind of dribbles it for them, but this Vinny gameplay, really, even with the secondary just keeping it in place, putting a lot of damage on them, just manages to sneak it in there. Misdirection, the name of one of their abilities, but right now it's looking like the name of their gameplay, as everybody's focused on that stack that had Drew in it with the damage, as he manages to just slip it right past all of them, all just in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and Drew staggered now. Just going to have to try and survive for a bit here. Run around, grab some orbs, and with a nice little hook there, surviving will pay off as they're able to bring down one barrier. 3Z Breezy has a core flip up, though, and just dealing so much damage to Drew. Almost gets taken out by the Zen ult, having to evade with the Kazan special there. We'll get some healing as another barrier does go down. Both barriers are still up on the side of Platinum Exclusive. I able to earn one, trying to get more. Doesn't get it with the core flip from Vaga. Will save it, sending it back over to Drew, but can't quite find the strike. Gumi able to clear it out as 3Z Breezy taken out on the other side of the field, and the power play starts as Fudgy Waffles trying to work his way up the field, keep it in the goal box, and there it is with the hook into strike. Drew will find the point and tie it up once again.
Set 5.3 could be looking like a set 5.5 situation, and from how dominant this started, this is an excellent turnaround by Team Arc Ascend, but we'll have to see if we keep it up. But right now, with both barriers gone, it's looking a little dangerous for them. Gumi close to a flip. 3Z Breezy in the enemy net with the core, fighting for his life to get at least one barrier, but it goes back to Drew, and now in the hands of Fudgy Waffles, an excellent supporter for Drew on this offense. Right now, Vaga has to make a save. Good 2v1 to save the core. The Dorito sending it back, not quite able to make anything through it, but oh, it's back in the hands of Drew, and he dribbled it straight to I, giving it right away. Working for goodwill, because that was a donation, and right now we've got Fudgy Waffles trying to defend against this big finish. Drew coming back to help out. Gumi on the verge of this core flip. Recovery drone available for I. They can play a little bit closer to the edge, as right now they do get this barrier. Both barriers down for both teams. We'll have to see whether or not they can get this point.
He does have a core flip. Actually gets burnt right there, though. Supernova going to have to come out to defend that one. But I's core flip is up, burning it right here. So going for the center will find the point as Team Arc are now in the lead for the first time officially. And they are on match point. One more to seal the deal and give Pool 5 up for grabs between, I think, 3 different teams now. If they can just finish this one out, they get one barrier here. Could be looking for more, but it's actually PLX off of that straight little shot. They're able to get one. A strike war win from Drew. He's going to get another strike war win from Drew against Gumi and I. He's going to tie it up. Once again, match point. Both teams set 5.5. This is insane. Vaga has a core flip up, but anything can happen here.
I feel like we're either going to see another 7-second point or both teams drawing their last breath, fighting for their lives at every opportunity. As right now they fight to get it out of their half. I, not able to do it quite yet. Fudgy Waffle's there, but with the assist of the big finish, should be able to get it through, but no barriers taken. One taken off of the rebound. And I have just noticed that it is Drew who has gone down. This is a 2v3 power play. Vaga forced to use the flip, but with a good strike ward, they keep it in. And right now, both barriers go down as their player comes up. Will this be the end of the point? It is the top spin, I believe, actually helping send it to 3Z Breezy there as they win the strike war against Vaga. And they reverse sweep this game in a somewhat, honestly, kind of dominating looking fashion that last round.
And it is 3Z Breezy with the Zentaro passive able to take the point and knock out PLX's undefeated run in Pool 5. Some pretty crazy stats here, but yeah, that was basically NASL players fighting one of the strongest NASA teams around, and absolute nail biter of a match. But yeah, looking at the roster now, that puts Team Arc ascended at 5-2. Chikara is also at 5-2. Platinum Exclusive is a 6-1, and Last Call, they got knocked out. They're 5-3. So Platinum Exclusive, if they win their next game, they win, I think.
And they're,
Unless
they're pretty favored to win their next game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's looking like PLX actually has taken Pool 5. Unless there's something
all but taken Pool 5, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. They just need to beat
The
Statesman
sacrificial
isn't
lambs
dead.
of Mars.
Yeah, the Sacrificial Lambs who have gone, unfortunately, 0-21 for sets. If they somehow manage to lose that game, then PLX could get upset, but as long as they win that, it looks like PLX has all but taken Pool 5. Regardless.
This does set up a pretty much guaranteed 5-way tiebreaker. And the tiebreaker is total set wins between all 5 pools, and currently, I believe, Gex and Arc are leading. But it is somewhat close.
Yeah, Pool 3 is totally solidified. Pool 1 is totally solidified, with Arc taking both of those. Pool 2 is not totally done yet, but it's looking like Diamond Inclusive, which is PLX. Or no, sorry, my bad. Wait, what?
What?
Oh no, Animal Style is actually winning that one, my bad. Animal Style's winning in Pool 2. But yeah, yeah, we may be having to go to some tiebreaker stuff here at some point. We have one more game to do first. That is Team Arc versus Chikara Bonanza in Pool 5 here. And Chikara is 5-2. Team Arc also 5-2. But set wins could be important here. So we'll have to see how this goes.
Chikara Bonanza having some familiar faces the Bun Bun Bonanza have arrived in the support of Chikara here, and they're doing quite well. 5-2 right now, 18-10 in terms of sets.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. Chikara, I mean, other than Platinum exclusive, like it's Team Arc and Chikara who are sitting in that second place spot with Coconut and Last Call only one game behind, unfortunately. So, I mean, either way this goes, like these teams are pretty much tied. There's only a one set difference between them. So I'm very interested to see how this one goes. I mean, judging by that last one, I mean, it's literally Bun Bun Bonanza versus other group of NASL players. So, I mean, it's gonna be a good one regardless. Okay. And we are getting word that the first tiebreaker is getting changed from set count to head-to-head tiebreakers. So that
means we should hop over. Oh no, that means we missed a huge game in Pool 4.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Chikara Legends and Arc Plink Plonk in Pool 4 right now. 6-1 versus 7-0. Their sets are like almost tied there. Yeah, they're fighting each other. So that like determines the outcome of Pool 4 to either Arc or Chikara. Interesting. Well, I'll keep an eye on what Max says in terms of what's going on while these last couple games actually finish up, so we can have definitive proof on on who's actually winning. But it is looking like, in general, Arc or PLX is probably going to take it, but I'll keep my eye out.
Alright, we're heading to a new lobby. I will send the code in on stream. And this big change by the Seraphim admins has changed the entire game. This is absolutely massive. Because if Arc wins this, Arc wins. They just win the event.
Yeah, that is. It avoids the potential tiebreakers that would have shown up. Would it have been set count? Would have been like a multiple way tiebreaker that we've had gone into. But yeah, with this change, it just gives Arc the chance to get in, just take it all. But I don't seem to be able to get into the lobby. It keeps saying it's full.
It is full.
Oh no.
So we're trying to kick Appa out of the last spectator slot, but he had 2 invites.
Oh no.
So he DM'd me saying nice try. Oh no.
Oh no.
Hi Appa.
Really?
Oh no, I've been relegated.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
I'm back. Look, I was just yapping with them, right? Let me cook.
Well,
Anyways.
Relegated to Discord stream.
yeah.
So,
Now this is the decider.
yeah. Okay, so is this the decider? Is that how that works?
Well, kinda. If Arc wins, then Arc wins the entire event.
No, but my question is because of how I don't know how tiebreakers work in this thing, right? I was told by Achi earlier that it's not head-to-head, it's...
Yeah, they changed it.
Just got changed.
Okay,
Yeah, they just
so
changed
it matters. Okay, I need to go let them know that, though, real quick. Because they may have been, cooking.
Well,
no.
one potentially last prediction. Not the last prediction, but potentially the last prediction. Arc versus Chikara in this critical match, especially for Team Arc.
I have returned. Sorry about that. I had to go let them know because they were about to throw the game.
Oh no.
They were about to throw the game, guys. They were about to throw the game. They were about to throw the game.
Oh no.
So here's some lore. This team actually hasn't lost a single set yet. They're 21-2 because they put in 3 subs in one of the games.
Interesting.
In 2 of the games actually. In fact, this team hasn't lost more than 2 points.
So you're saying that the Car Legends will probably win this?
I'd be very surprised if Plink Plonk took a set off of them.
Okay.
Guys, I need to make the hot takes here. You guys are too scared.
I don't know. You know,
I don't know.
Scared.
They got Shianzu on Plink Plonk.
Yeah, I think Shianzu gaps their entire team.
Yeah, like honestly, I think Shianzu might actually gap
They're about to play
their entire
Mako
team.
forward, and it will work. They've played it every
Oh my
game
gosh.
almost. They played it every single game almost.
Well, this is for all the money. If Arc pulls this off, they take it all. So let's hope that the Shianzu plus the fiery Mako forward is enough to beat Primetime Kazan, Zentaro, and Aimi over on the side of. I'm sorry, I mixed up the team names. My bad. Oh, on the side of Chikara Legends to beat the side of Plink Plonk.
So the thing interesting though is all 3 members going for prime time, all 2 opting for the spark on Plink Plonk, means that theoretically in a later game state it's gonna probably hurt Rapping a little bit. However, they also have to worry about the rapid fire spawning in if Chikara wins a set, because rapid fire prime time on any of these characters can be really deadly. And there was a Quangle angle right there, but not quite able to hit that one.
Well,
So nice job from Logan to pick up that barrier.
Yeah, this Plink Plonk roster, I believe Plink Plonk is still in. No, they aren't. They got 4th place in. No, they didn't get 4th place. I'm losing my entire memory here.
5th, 6th.
Yeah, they got 5th, 6th in the NASA playoffs, so looking for a little bit of redemption against the fraction of Chikara chatting here. With that KO, the striker advantage swings in Chikara Legends' favor.
Yeah, now we're in this overtime. We got energy up to work with as well as Shianzu looking for the barrier, but it's just barely able to get cleared out between a weird interaction of multiple projectiles converging on it for it to hit that corner like that. And now Judgmental dashing up, but Moffin trying to clear it down with this Kazan core speed in overtime. The glitch spot from J-Dog, not quite enough. Tiber swiping up. Judgmental will find the clear, though. Gonna whiff the core flip, unfortunately, but still holding it down. Just Logan, though, keeping it in this goal net, trying to get it back over to J-Dog, but Judgmental trying to get it over to Fiery Shianzu, sending it in. The barrier will fall here. Judgmental trying to send it back up, but a pass from J-Dog down to just Logan. Will find a shot into the top side as Plink Plonk will be the first on the board.
A really nice job from Plink Plonk right here. I actually wanted to bring up another piece of lore. J-Dog is one of the most, one of the oldest members of Chikara, like before it was an actual Omega Speakers org.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. It goes really hard. It goes really hard.
We're seeing a lot of betrayals, a lot of team kills here. We saw Tomotaku versus Aerial Snack earlier. Now we're seeing this, and I will say though, I believe in Moffin. As much as I believe in Shianzu, I also believe in Moffin. Most valuable sub for a reason, you know?
Yeah. But I will say, I mean, Moffin did struggle a little bit in the series against Chikara in the NASA series, right?
Yeah.
Season. So I think that's another thing to look at. Though he's playing quite well this game, has been playing exceptionally at keeping Fiery out of scoring range, but Logan is going to find himself in Narnia. Hopefully he gets me a postcard from there.
Big flip, a big pass, but it goes around the world, forces out a dash from Judgmental, the player formerly known as Reburst, and a great glitch puff from J-Dog, forces to flip out again from the Luna goalie as Just Logan's trying to push in, but Moffin has so much space to work with here. Xianzu forced to be on defense for so often because Plink Plonk is keeping up the offense here as Moffin continues to send it forward, but a great hit stun by Chikara.
Really nice job. Fiery struggling a little bit to find his footing in this game. I think Mafiko's done a really good job. And I think it's really hard for a lot of times goalies to figure out the Mako matchup if they've never played it before, because it's not a matchup you play very often as a goalie player, right? But I think Mafiko has been very on point so far with it in the defensive aspect.
Yeah, now you're going down. They do have... Let me make my screen bigger because I can't see anything. There we go. Xianzu does have the core flip up. So does J-Dog, though, as they're looking to push this bottom barrier and try and get something off of this Plink Plonk team. J-Dog getting put in jail as one barrier falling down, trying to get out of there, play for his life a little bit. Judgmental trying to send it back in, but Just Logan now on this top side pushing hard, trying to get out of J-Dog, who's very hurt but has a flip up as Fiery is potentially looking for the KO. J-Dog has to burn the flip just to stay alive for a little while longer, and the barriers will stay up, and there's J-Dog going down to the flip from Xianzu, who is also staggered here. Flip getting burned by Just Logan to knock Xianzu away, but not going to get too much off of it, unfortunately. Judgmental sending it back in as we go into overtime, fighting Moffin in this midfield, and a core flip from Fiery. He's going to bring down the barrier and open up Plink Plonk's side of the field. Imi turret out on defense. The cage coming out, getting Moffin in jail, and with a nice little shot to send the core into the cage. It's going to bounce around and find the point for Chikara.
A really nice job. Fiery showing his mastery. I think there's been a few players, early players have been picking up this Mako forward, mostly for fun. But Fiery is like probably one of the most, if not the most notable on it in these solo queue games, and it's really nice to see him pulling it out in actual competitive games out here as well. So I'm excited to see. And honestly, I was not a believer until I saw it from him. I'll say.
Oh, but that was a crazy flip pass from Judgmental all the way from basically the goalie box. Bounced perfectly to Fiery for the goal. This Chikara Legends team are looking to go undefeated, and it's looking quite likely that 8-0 is going to happen as they have the advantage in this draft.
Yeah, that heavy impact, that rapid fire twin drive. Things are looking nice on this board right now. Looks like Xianzu gonna wait here for a moment. A spark will fall over to the Kazan. It will there will be a lot of nice Kazan awakenings that are gonna be passed up here, but double spark does go hard. Heavy impacts on the Imi. Twin drive on Xianzu is incredibly dangerous. He uses those abilities so well, and twin drive on Estelle in general is just so good. Rapid fire for the Luna. Just Logan 2 actually picking up the missile prop Zentaro, which is always hilarious to see. And Fiery will pick up a single spark here to potentially compete in later draft. So see how this one plays out.
I think also it gives him more survivability. One of the problems about the Mako board is if you start getting blown up, it's really hard to play the game. It's kind of like the Dubu conundrum, Dubu forward conundrum, where it struggles a lot in that aspect. Like he even took the Van Brace to keep more survivability. But I really think that the main thing to point out is the primetime rapid fire from Judgmental. He's gonna just have permanent Luna rockets as we just see them go on and over and over again, and from his own net. And a really nice job from Fiery setting up Xianzu, and Xianzu putting it in with a nice primary.
Moffin, typically excellent at defense, does get a little blown over there by the combination of the Estelle beam and the secondary from Fiery. As right now we do see in this top side, one barrier does go down. However, we'll have to see if they can get the second before Moffin has to play defense against this Estelle. They do manage to keep it up, but right now Fiery not able to make any opportunities happen. Judgmental coming through with the dash, able to help score the first barrier. As now one barrier down both sides. Xianzu having to burn evade. No flip coming soon for them. But Fiery has one of their own, able to make an opportunity happen. Doesn't need it. Uses it just to maintain possession. A great play to keep it up, but it wasn't able to go down there as now Judgmental almost looking like they were going to go down to an ability as they rode the ledge there, having to burn their flip, going back to the net. As now Moffin is in a bit of a precarious situation, just Logan following suit. J-Dog with a flip available might have to carry this defense for a little while.
J-Dog, what a glitch pop to save it, but there's still a lot of pressure. J-Dog, unfortunately, gonna whiff the flip there, but the goal not quite in, but a cage coming out from Fiery is gonna force this into a 1v3, and Xianzu will find a shot to the bottom of the cyber side from J-Dog. He's gonna pay for it with his life, but save it. Muffin is back alive, but it's just too much. Plink Plunk held on for way longer than they should have right there, but ultimately, the 3v1 rotation is just not sustainable for that long.
You know, I was joking about J-Dog holding down the 1v3, but that was sick. Excellent defense by them. They did lose their life in the end, but they did everything they could have possibly done. That was fantastic.
Yeah, even though Chikara is in a commanding lead in this game, the style from J-Dog on that defense, like that's a clip that will last much longer than the feeling of winning this game.
Yeah, sometimes the clips are like sometimes you'll lose a tournament, but you get such a good clip out of it, you can't possibly feel too bad. But here is like a really dangerous spot. Fari has the flip, and that's gonna be the second set win for Chikara, and it's looking pretty disastrous here for Plink Plunk.
Fiery says that's a nice clip that you got, but we don't need the memories. We're just going to take the win, as Fiery does send that in, getting first pick in this draft. Have to see what they're going to pick up here. That Spark of Leadership is available, and they do have a Spark already. That could be a consideration, but it is the team player. Typically on the Mako goalie, I see that, but here we see it on the forward trying to deny it from Moffin. But that gives them 3 sparks, Spark of Leadership. I don't know if I agree with that. You know, the core speed is dangerous, but the team having just such huge boons could be insane for the side of Plink Plunk.
Yeah, it's looking very, very good for Chikara Legends just overall. And if they take this game, they decisively win Pool 4 for Chikara, which I think it's gonna mess up Ark's chances a fair bit. We'll take a look at the standings later, but for now, just Logan trying to bring down this final barrier here. Xianzu's taking a fair bit of damage though, as Plink Plunk trying to find a way to get this core back over the side. The cannon coming out from just Logan, getting it back over, from J-Dog, getting it back over to just Logan, and with a little bit of help there, we'll be able to bring down the barrier and find a KO, making it a power play now. Core flip coming out from J-Dog will get shut down by the Luna nuke though. Moffin trying to send it back in, but Fiery in this midfield trying to hold it down on the defense, and J-Dog going to lose control of the core there, and it'll go back and take out the barrier. Moffin getting put in the jail. Judgmental having the core flip up, send it around just Logan over to Fiery dribbling, but Moffin will interrupt it and send it back over to the forwards as we go into overtime. Here's Judgmental dashing up, but it goes back to Moffin. Xianzu holds it down though. J-Dog jumping in with the glitch pop. It's going to hit the angle and go all the way around the world back to Moffin. A core flip battle. Core flip coming out from Moffin first, just sending it out of there, but Xianzu pushing right back up, trying to get over to Fiery. Core flip coming out, but Moffin with the hook is able to save that one and keep the round going, getting back over into the hands of just Logan. Won't find the point, but will find the KO onto the goalie, and now Xianzu is forced onto the defense here to just try and hold out until Judgmental respawns, but the Blink will hold it down for even longer. Moffin sending his core so fast in overtime. Just Logan still holding on to that core flip though. Neither team able to find the angle, both holding it down so well as the core flip is burnt off of just Logan. Going for the Zenel, but Judgmental with the goal line save will keep it in play. Moffin spending all the abilities to keep it out of Fiery's hands, and is keeping it held down. Back over to just Logan, dashing up, trying to find something, but Judgmental down to Xianzu. Back to Fiery, and Judgmental dashes in and will find the point for Chikara.
And one defensive play, there was some kill cycles between Xianzu and Judgmental, but both of them holding the net down when the other one is dead. And really, I think that's been like the main key talking point of this game. The inability of the forwards of Plink Plunk to find the net, find the goal here, and I think that has really been the huge thing. But what a Quingle into a core flip from Xianzu to pick up the kill on just Logan. There's a power play, and now J-Dog and Mob and Kui are kind of standing on top of each other. They almost got the free barrier, but they're not quite able to find it. Overall, not too bad of a power play for them, but luckily they were able to keep their last barrier alive.
Yeah, and with Moffin's defense here, Plink Plonk need to find something in the time that they're given, but again, yeah, like you said, Plink Plonk's offense is just not quite there when the core is moving fast. Judgmental is interrupting so well with these Lunar Rockets. And what a shot by Fiery past the entire offense.
I think just the teamwork behind these players have just been absolute phenomenal. They've only scrimmed a little bit. I believe they've scrimmed twice, but they have really found their footing together. I know obviously Fiery and Judgmental have played together before, and Xianzi is kind of the GOAT, can kind of just play with anyone. But really nice job from all three of them as they look to finish off this pool in first place.
Yeah, and what a first place it would be. That being said, just Logan, we'll find a point here for Plink Plonk. They do have a couple of flips up going into this next round as well, but with the way it's looking, it's going to be they're going to really need a miracle to bring this one back. And I mean, oh my gosh, a KO though coming out from the core flip from just Logan. Could potentially set up a nice power play. The K's going to come out from Fiery here, but J-Dog able to send it in, and just Logan on the rebound will pick up the second barrier as well. I have an open goal on a power play. Shianzu will respawn. Core flip from Fiery will bring down one barrier here, but J-Dog trying to send it back in, trying to keep the offense going, but as soon as Shianzu is alive again, the core is just immediately on the side of Plink Plonk as Judgmental dashing in and looking to keep it going. The second barrier is down. To both goals opened up here, and Judgmental has a core flip up. This could be it. This could just seal the deal. One good dash can take it all. Core flip from J-Dog. Can't find anything, though. It's just Logan in the top side. Has the Zeno. Core flip from Judgmental. Trying to get it over to Fiery. Dashes in. Moffin with the save, though. Holds it down for now, but Shianzi with the primary through J-Dog is going to find the point and the game. And pool 4 for Chikara.
J-Dog with no energy and their team with no hope of winning that game, as it does end in a dominating fashion. Honestly, you, Appa, you were mentioning the power of this team, and here we are really just seeing it. You know, Moffin, somebody who I thought one of these powerhouses of defense of the games that I've gotten to cast here, seemingly just run over by this offense. The combination attacks on that goal were brutal.
Yeah, these players have one thing in mind, and it's offense, offense, offense. They can play defense as shown when their backs are right against their wall, but they want to keep putting the pressure on. They want to hold possession for as long as possible, and even Moffin Kui is going to run out of tools eventually, and that's kind of just what happened here. Overall, a really fantastic showing from them. They've really made me proud just all day today, and this was definitely the crown jewel of the day.
Yeah, so Chikara have actually taken pools 3 and 4, if I'm not messing that up. So they're currently leading, and Chikara Bonanza and Team Arc have their game over in pool 5, where either of them...
Guys,
oh, sorry, I lied.
guys, I have bad news. I have really bad news.
What's the news?
Chikara failed the reading comprehension check. Chikara Legends, Fiery was on a Nassau team, and Pool 4's rules say no Nassau players from any season.
Nobody's Nassau East,
Oh,
man.
no.
He was Nassau East. I thought we had this cleared already. I thought we got this cleared already.
And
Oh, no.
from what I'm looking at in the chat,
We literally submitted the roster so early, and no one said a thing, man. Come on.
so unfortunately,
Yeah, looking like they are actually getting DQ'd.
What?
So, never mind. They don't take pool 4. I guess
they take the game, though. They take the game, but
yeah.
they do not get the result in that pool.
So I guess it goes over to Arc. Plink Plonk. Okay. So, let's see. Looking at this, pool 5 goes to PLX. Pool 4 goes to Arc. Pool 3 is Chikara at 6 and 2. No, I lied. Pool 3 is Arc. Pool 3 is Arc. 7 and 1. Not bad.
Yeah. So there were two possibilities before this game, right? The two possibilities were either Arc wins it all, or it's Arc versus Gex for the tiebreaker. But with that revelation, which I'll be real is a little bit late, but better late than never. Instead of that Arc Gex tiebreaker, we have just Arc and Soul Control of first place.
Arc win pools 3 and 4, and since no one else has won 2 pools, Gex took 1. OS University actually took pool 2. Arc took 3 and 4, and PLX took 5. Arc have won the first Striker Club prize fighter.
That is a bit of a sad way to have the event end, with just, like you said, that revelation that, oh, he's cheating. But like you said, it was more of a reading comprehension thing than a intentionally cheating thing. I know Fiery is this fantastic player. I was a little curious because I knew that they played on a good team, but to know that that was one of the things that would lead to the downfall of them being allowed to be in this, I just didn't know. I got here a little bit late, but it is rather tragic.
Yeah, I hate to see it, but ultimately it is up to the people on the team to read the rules. So it was an unfortunate mistake that was missed by everyone. I think it was Gumi who actually called it out a little while ago, and let everyone know, but yeah, oh well, I guess. It would have been... Yeah, we would have had to go to tiebreaker results if it was Chikara, but with this, Arc just takes it all. I'm not going to do the math and see what it would have looked like potentially otherwise, but I mean, yeah, congratulations to Arc.
Well, with that, it seems like this stream's coming to an end, so yeah, congratulations to Team Mark, and see you next time, because even though there was a hiccup at the end, I think this format is pretty cool.
Yeah, it seemed to get pretty positive response. A lot of people showing up, and I'm excited for what the future holds, what next month can bring. May have to tweak some of the tiebreaker things and whatnot, but hopefully next month we'll actually have the double stream thing going on. We were supposed to have 2 streams, but Max could not make it to stream the lower brackets tonight, so hopefully we'll have some of that going on next month as well, and we can get more games shown off as well. But yeah, I mean, thanks to everyone who participated in this. We are overwhelmed with joy at how successful this was and how many people came out and teams showed up for this. It was absolutely awesome.
Well, with that, yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, shout out to Seraphim, because this was a Seraphim thing. You know, you're used to seeing me or Achi usually run stuff like this, but Seraphim, I mean, this was a 45-team tournament, and all things considered, it went pretty well.
Yeah, better than expected, I think, for how many people were here. But yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for streaming it as well. Yeah.